Going well, going well. I hope I can hear on fleek through the mic here. I'm not too sure how this will work, but yeah, it's exciting games we got tonight. Getting towards the end of the season, I'm excited to see how the standings are going to shake up because it's looking mighty close. No, Liam too should go first. Nah, I'll give a quick rundown. Obviously, ADA have had a bit of a revitalization of Junior Burgers joining the roster, having that X factor the team was missing before. You know, the star player that really steps up when his team need him. He's been able to bring home some wins and has been key point in their victories. So that's got to be factoring into Fishing's draft here. Keeping an eye on the top lane. They've got a pretty decent top laner themselves in the way of Kelthalos. He's a bit of a veteran. He's been able to cancel out people in the past, but it's really going to be a test whether he can stand up to Junior Burgers this week. It's going to be a big task for him, and I think that's going to be the make or break. Obviously, if you throw it to the other side of the map, though, Charybdis and C4J, you can't be ignoring those key players. So it's a better mismatch in different roles here, and it's just a matter of who's going to be more impactful in the game. But we've seen Junior Burgers on the Camille, on the Nasus able to just absolutely dominate games. But who are you going to be watching out for this game specifically on Fleek? Yeah. Well, Chris, have you got a particular player you want to keep your eye on this match here? Someone who's maybe flying on the radar that could make the break the difference here? Yep, and also the lobby has been installed. I believe Foran ran into or one of the ADA players ran into a client issue. No strangers to that, I'm sure. We've all run into our own client issues. Of course, it's pretty rough to get a custom game started these days, but hopefully we get it underway soon enough. If that buys enough time to sort out the mics as well, and then we can get the game underway. Because yeah, I'm really excited to see where this one goes. The standings are definitely like this match matters so much for both of these teams. Like this could easily decide their whether they make it playoffs or not. ADA obviously just a step behind fishing here in terms of the standings. So we really want to pick up the win for either one of them because that sort of secures the lead over the other. But yeah, it's a rough spot to be in for fishing because I believe they're the only team with 2 games left in the season, and ADA have 3 games left, so they've got a bit more time to make their mark here. And fishing got to make these last 2 count certainly. Sorting out audio. Yeah, so I'll probably pull up the top 4 standings as it is right now, just so I can fact check myself. So as it is right now, GP sitting in first with a 6-3 record. Alt F4 sitting in second place, tied with Fishing also on 5 wins. Both those teams are on 5 wins. 4 losses for Alt F4, 5 losses for Fishing. So Alt F4 have an extra game to play with, so they're definitely in a better position. But Destiny and ADA both tied on 4 wins there, but Destiny have 4 games remaining in the season, and ADA have 3 games left. So it's a bit of a favorable position for Destiny and Alt F4. Even they're tied with wins with other teams, they've got more games to play around with there, which puts them in a bit of a better spot. So Fishing definitely, like if they lose this match here, it's very difficult for them because they've got one game left to get that 6-6 record. If they manage to mess that up, it's like really in the other team's hands. They gotta hope for a tiebreaker or something for the 4th spot. It's gonna be very difficult to secure that top 4 spot at that point. But yeah, right now, it's looking pretty good for the side of just the standings as they are. ADA contesting for that. MMA have to make a miracle run to make it happen, but they've got 2 matches tonight, so maybe we'll see that. Yeah, no, it's all good. Yeah, I think like I sound a little bit like crackly on the stream too. I'm not too sure what's causing that. It's always a new issue every week with the studio setup. It's got a mind of its own. I feel like. Yep. So we're getting back into the draft. They're gonna run back those bans, but obviously we can talk a little bit about the draft as it is right now, with Lilio being taken off the table against C4J. No surprise there. He had a really great game on that, and I think that people have been looking out for it for the rest of the season, as well as Junior Bogies on that Camille, looking very strong. It's definitely a pick that scales and just hard carry game. We see even at the pro level, when the Camille's pop off, they start 1v9 in games on that champion. It's out of control. But some more meta bans coming through with Jinx picking up in popularity recently. Uh, that one's getting taken off the table, unfortunately, for Charybdis. Maybe you want to try something new tonight, but it's not going to get the opportunity. But it is leaving more comfort available. Like, Charybdis might go to the tried and true Zaya that he's always loved so much in the past. When it's down to clutch games like this, who knows what he's going to do. But NASA's getting taken away from Junior Burgers. It seems they're going full send, dropping all the bans on Junior Burgers, and he might have to pull out something new tonight. Yeah. Uh, yeah. I wanted to see if he's going to pick Aurelia because he's had it available to him in the past and he hasn't gone for it, and he's not going to get the opportunity tonight. But he was, the challenger earlier. like coming into the season, that's what people said, like, you can't let him have this pick. But I was really surprised the one time he was able to take it, he didn't end up going it. But looks like what we are going to be taking round one for the side of blue side here is that Smolder. I'm actually not too in touch with the patches recently, but I think he did receive some tabs. Obviously, Fleet Footwork cut down a lot of ADC relevant items getting nerfed too. Hitting Smolder a little bit, but it's not really going to affect the Smolder when he's at 225 stacks. Might be hurting his early game here, but they've always got that late game insurance, and the time is ticking for fishing already with just one pick on the table. Yeah, interesting to see what 80 fishing esports rather are going to answer here. Orn getting picked up very early and hovering the Ari. Looks like they're just going for some safe blinds here. Orn he does pretty well. I'm sure you can figure out some counter pick to this to try to punish him. But in terms of tanks, he's got the Q, he's got the W, denying CC, safe farming. Really difficult to dive because of those stats. Really easy to lane with him because you're building the items. It's very hard champion to punish. So it's going to be on Junior Burgers to find something here to really punish Kelthals, because that's really what ADA count on a lot of times is he's building these huge leads, and if they pick something like Orn that's able to cancel them out, it's going to be really difficult for ADA to find their regular win condition here. Looks like they are coming through with a Malzahar counter pick for the Ari. You played a bit of Ari yourself on Fleet. What do you think of this matchup? Yeah, I think he has like a slight edge in the isolated 1v1, but when it comes to that team fight, he's got the spell shield up. The Ari really can't step near that Malzahar because the charm range is basically going to be the same as that ult range, and even if you in charm range there's a spell shield there, it's going to be very difficult for you to have that impact that you normally are on this Ari. So definitely, I can see why Easy Doctor's gone towards that one here, but Button Ash on the on the Jarvan getting counterpicked by Wukong here too. So looks like comfort for C4J, always going towards that Wukong. He seems to get it week in, week out, and he's always going back to it. But Button Ash on the Jarvan is definitely a playmaking champion. Has a lot of gank agency, has a lot of playmaking potential. I like to see that for him. So I wonder what sort of source they can put together to back up this Jarvan right now, because it looks like they're trying to dive in, but little bit of backline follow up was Smolder and Nazahar, but no real full send. I want to see when Button Ash is on the engaged champ. I want to see Junior Bogies on a champ that can go in with him. Same with Farhan, and really just bring the fight towards fishing esports here, because it looks like they've got a pretty good front to back themselves. It's definitely going to be a rough team fight. Just comparing the three champions right now, I think it's on 88 to put something together to make this comp work.
Fine. I don't need more enemies.
Oh. Yeah, all good. Hopefully the chat can let us know when we get the others online. But yeah, we can go over the current picks and bans. And they did pinch the support pool here with Lulu and Senna getting taken off the table. But they do have Enchanted Aplenty, it seems, with Yasith going towards that Seraphine now. And what a team fight comp they've put together on Wukong, old Seraphine, old Ari Charms. It just looks like an absolute nightmare to deal with. All the CC and Engage and Peel for the side of fishing esports here is a really strong team fighting comp, but they definitely have some pick potential with the Jarvan, with the Malzahar, and now Gwen being locked into the Ornn here. And if there's a champion that can get around CC, get around everything, it's going to be Gwen with that W being immune. It's going to be really difficult to deal with if they manage to get Junior Burgers ahead in this game. I'm sure it can run a train here, but what will the last pick be to pair with the Smolder bot lane? It's not going to be a Smolder mid, it looks like here, and we are going to be seeing Varane going towards that rail. Yeah, he's looked pretty good on the rail in the past here, and that's just more engage, more dive to set up the Gwen, set up the backline carries to move forward, knock over the front line here, and I like it to pair with the Jarvan. Hopefully they can get some playmaking happen, but yeah, just what a strong team fighting comp Fishing Esports have put together. Which ADC are they going to pick to round it off? You rarely see ADC left for the last pick, counter pick here, but Jarvis has taken it for himself, and he's going to be leaning towards that Kai'Sa of all things to be playing the front to back, and it's an interesting choice. You know, it looks like they want to bring the fight to them too. They could have just played a pure front to back comp, played a hyper carry in the back line, but Charity says no. I want blood. I want to get in there, and he's going to bring the fight to them with Kai'Sa, looking to follow up off of these ultimates his team's setting him up with, and I think it's going to be a scrappy game. You know, there's definitely a lot of engage, a lot of fight potential on either side. I'm looking forward to see how it goes here. But yeah, we've got a bit of time to think about it. Hopefully, we can get the audio sorted. But you guys, let us know what you think in the chat. Who's coming ahead in the draft here? Because I think if I had to put it towards one team, I like the side of Fishing Esports a little bit more. But there's so much playmaking potential on the side of ADA, and of course that Gwen can go absolute sicko mode this game. I'm looking forward to see how it plays out. 3 minutes remaining on the spectator delay here. And yeah, all said and done, you know, a lot of comfort picks coming through on the outside. I think some of the surprising picks to think about is probably Junior Burgers on the Gwen. We haven't seen that. It's going to be a debut here. And Charybdis on the Kai'Sa. Kai'Sa is definitely not a champion we've seen out of him at all in the past, I don't think. He's always gone towards other ADCs here, but bringing out the Kai'Sa here into the Smolder rail lane doesn't look particularly threatening. They obviously have some engage onto the Kai'Sa, but Seraphine in the pocket, I think he'll be able to outplay that one. But yeah, they've got tools across the board here to try and deal with this Kai'Sa, with the Gwen, with the Malzahar, with the rail trying to lock her down. But yeah, there's just a lot of threats too. Wukong that's left untouched can definitely bring the fight to Gwen. Can definitely jump on top of a Smolder that's not stacked up yet. Seraphine appealing the whole team. There's a lot of moving parts for this team comp, but I still think Fishing Esports have a little bit of a draft edge here. But I think all eyes on But Nash and Junior Bergs, as we talked about previously. It's going to be all about Junior Burgers. If he's able to get that lead, this Gwen is going to be a big problem. Jarvan able to set up those big ganks. Malzahar even finding some crucial ultimates. If the Kai'Sa is going to have to think twice before she ults in if the Malzahar has the ultimate available. And, you know, Laboon could have a quiet carry game on the Smolder if he's left alone, if he's able to stack up, just hitting the front line. I'm looking forward to see where things go.
Test. Sorry, Liam, just bear with us.
That's all good. I'm just being quiet so you guys can get a test in.
I guess any predictions for this game?
I've got my prediction. I think just with the slight draft edge, I think it's going to be going towards Fishing. I think it's just easier for them to execute, but I'd probably give it a 60%, 40%. You know, there's definitely some playmaking which I'd love to see for the side of ADA. Jarvan being on But Nash, you love to see him on a champion like that. Junior Bogey's on a massive carry champion. If he's able to get to that point on the Gwen, you know, these are going to be huge threats. And definitely some other moving pieces like Mouse are definitely annoying to deal with. You don't want to be buying that Quicksilver Sash if you're Charybdis. You want to be buying that those damage items there, especially with all the damage items getting nerfed for ADC. You know, you feel like you definitely have to spec into it if you want to be relevant on that front. And Smolder, you know, definitely a threat that has to be dealt with before that ticking time off goes off. If it goes too late, Wukong loses a lot of his damage, or it's not really a damage threat. It's all about trying to kill the Smolder, and it's going to be so difficult with the team comp they've lined up.
Because when Gwyn's immune, there's only really Wukong that can damage Gwyn.
Alright. Try speaking into the mic, Liam.
Hello. Hello, hello.
Project
Testing.
yourself a bit more.
Hello. Testing. 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 Testing.
Nah, it's not good.
Ladies and gentlemen, looks like we're finally onto the rift here. Fishing Esports versus NTEC. Playoff spots on the line. Both of these teams are sitting on 5 wins and 4 wins respectively. It's going to be definitely an important match here. Every single match growing towards the end here is going to be so important. And Fishing Esports with 2 games left in the season, you don't want to drop this one. Definitely, you do not want to drop this one. Be in a bad spot. And NTEC being slightly behind the pack, you don't want to drop this one. It's definitely just high stakes on both sides here. I think it's going to be a mental boomer for either team if they happen to take this loss here today. So I think they're bringing their complete A game. We'll see how they're able to do it here. No fancy tactics coming out in the level 1. No risks being taken because it's definitely a mess of one. You don't want to put yourself at a disadvantage from the beginning, but who knows? Maybe you could have cooked something up and gotten yourself an advantage. Looks like they're going for a mini invade here, just looking for some vision. They're able to spot out C4J starting Raptor camp here. Doesn't have the sweeper to clear out this ward, so that's going to be a lot of information for them onto this early game Wukong. But Wukong early game probably wants to go towards that full clear anyway. He's not got a lot of gang power, obviously, until he's got that level 6. Samurai Kimchi trading back some nice vision right back there onto the Raptor camp. Probably going to spot out button Nash on his clear, so some nice early game moves, wards, information being exchanged here, and we're going to see whether that goes to take any big impact. But getting into the laning phase here, we've got to see is Junior Burgers able to make anything happen versus the Orn. Is Kaldas able to keep it under control? Is Charybdis able to punish this early game Smaller in the bot lane with his current champion? There's definitely going to be a lot of trades, a lot of aggressiveness coming on from these players, I think in particular. And Bot Nash, I think he's going to be looking all over the map to try and set this team up for victory here. Samurai Kimchi going for some big trades early game onto Easy Doctor, chunking him out there, getting the XP lead. Love to see that aggressiveness coming out at him. Slight advantage coming out into the mid lane, but Easy Doctor sitting on the Mount Zahar, popping the potions, probably going to be able to survive that, has the teleport if he really needs it. So a lot of work there still to be done for Samurai Kimchi to build up an advantage, but like Junior Burgers trying to get this wave crashed in. If he's able to have this wave bounce back into him and he's able to freeze against an Orn set up and Java gang, this could be an excellent position for him, but he's got to be able to get that crash. Keltal's probably looking to hold the line here. We'll see how he's able to manage the wave. But no huge advantages going over early game. We are definitely only 3 minutes in, but I don't think it's going to be too long before we start to see some sparks flying with these teams. I definitely think the way C4J and Bot Nash play in the jungle, they definitely look for blood and look for fights all the time here. So we'll see how it ends up going.
Just let us know if you can hear me, Chris Strider, and
Liam, on fleek.
let us know in the chat, guys. Sorry, Blade, just keep going, bros.
Starting to see slight CS leads coming out where we expected them. Kaiser picking up, Charybdis picking up small CS leads. Small CS lead in the top coming out, but this is already pretty early in the game. The small leads can balloon into much larger ones later on. We'll see how that ends up affecting the game here, but no crazy things happening. You know, we've seen some trades back and forth, but the laners are holding true. We've seen teams like blow other teams up in the laning phase. The game I think of is old F4 versus Destiny's when they just completely blew Destiny out of the water in the laning phase, and it didn't really matter about draft or anything at that point, but none of that's happening here. The team are definitely playing super well, playing very safe. Stakes are high in this match, they're not making any mistakes, and Looks like the junglers are just gonna full clear the opposite sides here. Go for a reset, maybe into another full clear. But if I say it's gonna benefit one team, it's probably gonna be the Wukong. However, we finally get some action here. Flash forward, chomp onto Easy Doctor. He flashes away. Can they get the damage down? No. C4J finally gets the last order through, but he's taken a lot of tower. Can Button Ash finish off the kill here? They're fighting it out. C4J trying to survive, and he dukes the Q from Button Ash. He's gone back in now with the Q, with the E, and he takes down Button Ash there. Beautifully played from C4J and Samurai Kimchi in the mid lane to finally pick up some kills on the board for the team, and Fishing Esports off to a flying start in this one. 2 kills for the Wukong, and we've seen what C4J gets done for his team when he gets accelerated on this pick. He gets towards that Triforce so much quicker. And speaking of getting towards people, Varane up in Charybdis' grill there. Trading back now is Charybdis, though, pocketing the PTA and the passive. Beautiful trade back for them, and it's not so favorable now. It looks like they're getting frozen upon, and it's going to be a difficult position, but they know now that they've got that trade, they want to push the lane out, they want to keep them in prison, they want to punish them for that, and they're going to try to push this wave out, make them miss some CS, and they're probably going to be able to do it here. And pretty big advantages being picked up for the side of Fishing Esports, already sitting on a 1.2k gold lead. Is nothing to scoff at. Big lead in the jungle there, and you got to keep your eye on C4J now with those 2 kills in his pocket. Once he gets towards that level 6, if he's able to get that early Triforce, he's going to be absolutely blowing people up this game.
Yeah, I think it's pretty crucial as well that the Wukong actually got the kill.
Doctor is playing with fire. There's a monkey there, but he's not too threatening, like you said. Wukong, even though he's got 2 kills in the pocket, takes some time to scale up. Nothing to be scared of right now, but you know, you got to be worried about this mid-game for this composition. Samurai Kimchi definitely sitting in a great position himself. He gets towards that early game Malignance. Ari's going to be all over the map, ulting you 24/7 here. It's going to be definitely hard to deal with now for this team that wanted to gank a lot with Jarv and wanted to gank a lot with Malzahar. Now that they're a bit weaker and behind their opponents, it's going to, you know, it's going to question your confidence. Can you make these plays now with the enemy being a bit stronger than you are? But Nash still holding true, playing the map well, realizes they're on the Dragon, is going to take Grubs down for his team. And Grubs for Junior Burgers here is going to be a lot. It's whether he's able to hit the tower in this matchup, because I don't think the rest of his team is going to be hitting much towers. Looks like Ari's going to have that wave control. Looks like Charybdis and Vyasan's going to have the edge out in bot lane. So it's Junior Burgers with Grubs in his pocket, and we're going to do much because it looks like the rest of the team going to need some help to really utilize that objective here. So I'm hoping we can get something done for the side of Junior Burgers. Already up 20 CS, but it's not quite the same level as the lead in the other lanes here. Charybdis really pushing the envelope here in the bot lane, trading so hard onto Varane, and we see just the Kaiser, if she's able to get those autos in, those extended trades, she absolutely demolishes. Keltalis trading well onto Junior Burgers. It's pretty even there in the top lane. Junior Burgers really wants to get something done here, but Keltalis, like we said, he's able to hold the line on this all, and it's very hard to pick to punish when piloted correctly, and it seems like Keltalis is showing up for his team. Definitely not letting that lead get away from him, and yeah, can't be said for the rest of the map. Easy Doctor and Button Ash falling behind their counterparts. Laboon and Varane having a difficult time in this laning phase now, trying to pick up farm under their tower, and we're looking for a play maybe in the mid lane here. Looks like Samurai Kimchi did pop the ultimate, is trading back onto Button Ash, baits him in, he has no flash, and they don't go all in under the tower for the kill there, respecting the dive there, but they might have even been able to do it. C4J unfortunately wasn't level 6 at the time. He just ticked over with a minion, but if he had that Cyclone available, that was another kill going over to him. But it's just all this pressure coming out for the side of Fishing Esports in this mid lane. Easy Doctor is not having a fun time at all here. Absolutely trying to defend this tower with his life, doing what he can to keep this Ahri and this Wukong under control, but it's just really difficult in the current lane state. He's got no mana, he's going to have to back here, he's going to have to sack a wave, and now they're even looking to dive bot, but they're on vision. They can definitely make a play happen back for the side of ADA here. Can they bait this dive on? Will it even matter with 4 round being this low? The level 6 come through, but the beautiful encore from the Seraphine finds to C4J, pops the Cyclone to cancel out the Jarvan EQ, but unfortunately gets picked up anyway. But Charybdis is there to trade back for his jungler, and that is another nice trade. 3 for 1 going for the side of Fishing Esports, and Charybdis now getting some money in his pocket. That is definitely not a player you want to be given over gold in this particular game. So, you know, it was looking alright in the very early game here, but the more time that's going over, it looks like they're just starting to run away with it. Fishing Esports finding play after play, but as I say that, Junior Burgers now, he wants to make something happen, pops the W, and a perfect time outplays Keltalis under tower. 1-for-1, and already Junior Burgers is finding a great advantage for himself, but C4J has something to say about it here. He's going in on Junior Burgers. Does he have the damage to finish him off? It certainly does. He takes him down there, and that is a huge trade kill to stop Junior Burgers from running away from this game, but still, Kelthalis is down here. This is what we were worried about if Gwen gets too powerful here. He's definitely able to make something happen, but does he have the time? His team are quickly falling over, and it's going to be a difficult task with Junior Burgers to carry this one. Definitely got his task cut out for him, but we'll see whether Fishing can continue to play clean, because they get a lead, they get some shutdowns on the head. C4J makes a bad engage into it. Gwen gives over 1k into Junior Burgers' pocket. We could definitely see a swing here. I'm excited to see how well these teams hold it together, but the Fishing Esports early game is just too strong at the moment.
Okay, fakes,
Like they're
Blade
something out. They're
Extra
going for a
recovery.
freeze here. They're finally doing something, but there is Jarvan in the vicinity. They go all in on the Charybdis. He does have flash available, does dodge out on the flag and drag, but now Yasin's in a bad position, has the flash out, but that's 2 flashes on the side of bot lane. Lots of damage traded back though. It's very difficult for them to do anything, and just as Easy Doctor was trying to rotate to Albacine, Samurai Gift, he almost finds a solo kill. Looks like Easy Doctor had to flash to save his life there. That's another positive result for the side of Fishing Esports, but Yasin maybe caught too far up here. It is a small, he doesn't have a crazy amount of early game damage, and I think that's just going to be what keeps her alive here. But they're playing with fire certainly, but I'd like to see it. Yasin playing on the edge, Charybdis really testing their limits in this bot side here, but as long as they don't go past their limits and they give over some kills, it's looking all Fishing Esports at the moment.
Yeah.
It's like C4J is moving up for those grubs, but he's sort of alone at the moment. The rest of the team are moving up on him. He does find a smite onto one, and he's Wukong, so he's able to get out here, but looks like they might be able to get some more grubs over for the side of ADA. That's going to be really important for trying to extend Junior Burger's lead, because he's definitely looking to siege these towers versus all and pick up as many places as he can. That's where his goals are really going to be coming from in this early game, but it's just not a crazy lead. He's a kill up. He's almost 25 CS up, but it's just not enough. When it comes to on, he's still going to be that tanky Ricky. Like, Gwen is really good at taking him down, but he's just so good at clearing the ways. It's so hard for Junior Burgers to move up to this tower to punish anything, and even with the Jarvan by his side, there's not much they can do into Kelthalis. Just holding it down is a really intelligent pick to try cancel out Junior Burgers, and he's doing well for himself, but it's just not as good on the other side of the map right now. Really worried for their chances, seeing the itemization come through, Triforce coming through for C4J, Kraken Slayer coming through for Charybdis there. It's such strong power spikes right now, and Jarvan's moving towards the dragon, but I don't know if he can fight this dragon at all with the item spikes. I think this would be a terrible mistake with how strong Fishing Esports are right now, but we'll see whether they're able to find something. If they're able to make a pick happen, then maybe some miracle work can happen here, but it's looking really difficult on the side of 88 despite being only 3k down. This is a rough spot to be in. Farhan might have a bit of an angle here, but his team's not quite there. The Ari's about to face check him, and he does get found out. No big engage to be happened, but maybe Nash goes for a steal here. They are stacking up these dragons. Only the second one, though. If you realize that it's not the time, they probably pressed tab and looked at the first items coming through from the side of Fishing Esports and said, hell no, we aren't fighting this one. Good decision to make. But yeah, it's going to be a big problem to deal with this stacking dragon. They've got a bit of a timer themselves. It's not really going to be a very effective smolder if they're going into an ocean soul on the enemy side there. If they're able to get towards that dragon soul very early onto the game, the tick damage from smolder is not going to hurt them as much when they're healing up with the Seraphine shields and all that. But it looks like they're sending some action onto Junior Burgers. He's trying to cut out C4J, but look at the damage from the Triforce. Just one more Q, but he doesn't find it. It goes able to get Junior Burger out of harm's way, but that's just his life now. Look at the damage that's going to be traded back onto the tower. But Nash really needs to do something on the other side of the map here. The flashes are down onto the side of the bot lane, but are they strong enough? The Smolder is not that early game powerhouse they need him to be right now to find these kills onto a very strong Kai'Sa and a very strong Seraphine just picking up a support item. It's going to be so difficult, and they're not able to find the cross map. C4J even finding an additional grub that was left in the pit for him there, and they pick up 2 grubs for themselves. And grubs on the side of Fishing is definitely devastating, with Ari perma hitting this tower, bot lane perma hitting their tower. They're going to get some good grubs value out of this game, and yeah, it's still a rough position to be in for ADA. We'll see whether they're able to get something done here. Junior Burgers is not rolling through this game the way that he'd like to be, and the rest of the team are just trying to just survive the onslaught that Fishing Esports are bringing to them. See a turret going down. Kelvalis is running for his life now with no tower there, but C4J finds Bot Nash, and they've got a bit of action coming in for the Herald here. They fancy their chances, but the rest of the team isn't there. The Malzahar's not there. Foran hasn't roamed up. How could he with this turret under pressure? And it looks like it's just going to be a free Herald going over for the side of Fishing Esports, just running them out, picking up all these resources, and it's looking so good for them. They're definitely going to be converting this Rift Herald into one tower at least. You'd probably be wanting to put this towards that bot lane here for Charybdis, maybe even pick up the second tier, but Juniorberg is still hovering around. The rest of the team maybe fancies their chances. They're poking and they're prodding, but it could bite them here. Skeltalis finds the engage. They drop the whole kitchen sink onto Juniorbergers, and he goes down. Bot Nash trying to save his top laner, but it's just not enough. The dive composition on the side of Fishing Esports is really strong. This Ari, this Wukong, and this all dashing up to these champions without their escapes available, just have no shot at getting out here. This board Gwen really needs to pick her opportunities well, because he's poking and prodding there, but there's just so much engage here. Didn't even call the Horn, and he's already lights out there without his ghost. So another victory coming over for the side of Fishing Esports, and it's looking so strong here for them. Just almost 4k gold lead already in this game, and it's only going to get worse as those towers start to knock over, because they haven't picked up the tower yet. There's so much steady gold on this map, and I think it's just a matter of time before that bot goes down, that mid goes down with the Herald in their pocket. Fishing Esports are definitely looking to collect some more.
Yeah. I'm just gonna make sure. Oh, yeah. Sure. Even if it's not, I'll be. Because I think he's.
Bit
the
of
one
calm
that
here. We're letting stuff reset. We're farming the camps on the map. Nothing crazy going on. Nothing to be taken really with the dragon not on the map, but it's going to be up soon, and you know Fishing Esports are gunning for this. That is a free win condition in your pocket here. You've already got the two dragons thirds on the horizon here. You're so strong. It's just going to be such a difficult position to fight back in, but we've got to see 88 swing somehow. Charybdis is really far up. He fancies his chances at the 1v2. There's no damage there to take down Charybdis, and C4J just escorting his ADC where he needs to be at all times. They find the ult going to Forerun, and that's another kill going over to C4J. Beautiful ults coming out of Yasin, really setting up these important kills in the bot lane right now. Yasin is playing on fire right now for the side of Fishing Esports, and they can really do no wrong in this bot side right now. No deaths for the side of the bot side, no deaths on the mid laner. A couple of hiccups there on the top side, but we ignore that because they've done their job, and they're so strong here for the side of Fishing Esports. Maybe even fancying a chance at a dive here onto the Malzahar, which is a rare opportunity indeed. If you're strong enough to dive the Malzahar with his ults available, then you know to get into the bad spot. But yeah, that just goes to show you that it is really difficult right now. Almost a 5k gold lead already this early into the game. Samurai Kimchi hunting for blood here, rotating around the map, but looks like he's in the first spot of bother. He's the one outnumbered, but he's an Ari, and they're just so hard to find picks here. But looks like they're trying. Malzahar teaming behind. They might have a pick with the Nethergrass. Can they pick him up here? They need follow-up CC. Brian drops the kitchen sink on it. They find Button Ash. They find the kill. Finally back for Samurai Kimchi, and that's going to be a big shutdown going into the pockets of Easy Doctor, which is definitely someone you want to see picking up the kills. Hopefully gets towards that Lion Fuse and you can start taking burn damage onto these very tanky frontliners, but still, it's such a difficult team fight. They really want to fight this though, but Keltar's rolling in with that Call of the Forge God, the Cyclone. There's such strong tools available. Can ADA find their way around it? That's a big two-man knockup, but they're scared of the Junior Burger's flank. They're looking at him, and he's zoning basically 4 by himself. Beyonce's getting in the Rift Arrow. Where is she going? Absolutely just gone for a cruise there onto the Rift Arrow, but it's not going to last very long, and they're a bit discombobulated here. They're not going in, but now the Dragon's dropping low. C4J wants to go in, but there's a beautiful rel engage with Encore right back. The Dragon goes over to C4J, and the Cyclone finds so many targets. They just roll through the death ball of Fishing Esports, killing each and every one of 88 systematically. You see them moving 5 stronger across the map here, taking each and every one of them down. Samurai Kimchi picking up Easy Doctor, and that's a clean 4-0 for the side of Fishing Esports, and it's hard to see them dropping the game from this position. 3 dragons, almost 7k now. It is a disgusting lead, and there's nothing Junior Burgers can do. He was zoning people off from the start, but again, when this team pulls the trigger, they've got so much dive. You really got to be coordinated here. The Gwen had to be immediately in there, but so hard. He feels like he's playing catch up with the mobility of the enemy team and the dashes. It's a difficult comp for them to navigate into, and now that they're so far behind, I don't think it matters what sort of comp they're running. They got to find Fishing making mistakes as their only way back into this game. I'll do a quick stack check for everyone in chat. Laboon is sitting on 127 stacks. Normally you'd want to be seeing your Smolder. If he's having a really great game, he could be around 200 stacks at this point. But yeah, he's not quite there. He's not going to be at that very threatening cutoff of 225 stacks here in this game. It's just Smolder's coming online late. All your members are behind. You've got a tiny bit of hope in the way of Gwen there in the side lane, but it's just not the split pushing character like you know, Camille is, like Nasus is, like even something of the likes like Trinity you might want to see with a big lead in the side lane, but I don't think Gwen's going to be doing too much. Though. Charybdis, as he goes forward, his whole team's behind him. Why not just send the whole kitchen sink and another on call, picking up another kill. Ferran's going to have so many deaths just to that ability alone here from Gus, and absolutely denying this role from trying to play the game at all. Samurai Kimchi fancies his chances, but maybe not. Just looking for a cheeky poke onto Junior Burgers, but it's all Fishing Esports. We talked about the 5v5 of this draft if the game was even, but with them so far ahead, like how are you going to knock over this Wukong and this Horn with the shields from the Seraphine? With Charybdis dumping out a million damage if you don't look his way, it's just such a difficult team fight to navigate, and even Junior Burgers isn't able to pressure the side lane the way he wants to be. Ari's doing really well with the wave clear. It's just losses across the board here, and yeah, Fishing Esports are playing really well here. They're looking like a definitely top 10 contender team in this form. ADA picking up and win against Alt F4, but you know, Fishing Esports making a statement here. They're trying to trade back though. They finally catch Gus, and that's a beautiful engage onto the side of Ferran. They're trying to roll over. Do they have any more damage though? Do they have any more engage? Because they're getting kited out, and unfortunately not. Samurai Kimchi shows up. Maybe finds a pick onto Ferran, but not quite. The charm goes wide there, and they're not going to find anything. But that was a really beautiful attempt for the side of ADA, but unfortunately it's just not going to amount to much to them. Another kill onto the support isn't going to amount them much, but they're looking for more. They're sending it. I like this out of them. Junior Burgers trying to find Charybdis. They really want that shutdown, but the fancy feet dodging out under the CC on Vril, and now they have nothing. C4J coming in with the Cyclone, and it's just going to be running for the hills at this point. Butt Nash flag and dragging in retreat, and Junior Burgers sacrificed to the lambs there, but the rest of the team really want to try something. They want to try and kill Charybdis, but the damage isn't there. Malzahar's tickling this Kaiser, who's fed out of his mind, and Samurai Kimchi just free resets across the board, running down the side of ADA, and it's just too much to come back from now. 10k into the pockets of Fishing Esports. It's just a matter of time. All in upgrades, extra gold coming your way through stats. It's just a very disgusting point to be in. I think, you know, ADA, you can go back to the drawing board at this point. This game is pretty done, you know. By no means, you know, give up. Maybe look for the epic trolling Charybdis, maybe ult into 5, you get a free Malzahar ult or something like that, but yeah, it's really just going to be done off the back of the mistakes of Fishing Esports. And right now, it doesn't look like they're making anything, but Junior Burgers wants to force something. They caught the resets off here, and now they've got Byasin, the flag and drag, a nice burst with Junior Burgers, and now they're going onto Samurai Kimchi with no ult. He tries to flash out, but a beautiful Cataclysm is going to lock 2 in there. Junior Burgers picking up so much money. Nice ult from Laboon to assist his top laner, but that's some big shutdowns coming into the side of Gwen there. 10,000 gold sitting in her pocket. She's as rich as the Ari now, but unfortunately Charybdis, even richer than him, is still very difficult. Now that they've got a bit of threat onto this Gwen, she's picked up 2 big kills, but it's just still such a difficult hill to climb. They need probably a 5,000 more gold on this Gwen if they want to have a real shot at winning some of these team fights, but who knows, maybe they disrespect the Gwen damage. If he gets towards that Rabadon, he can really blow someone up, but I don't think they have the time to think about it. Dragon already up, Ultimate's not off cooldown for the side of ADA, and they're going to be brought into another fight, basically straight off the bat here in terms of this Dragon. We'll see whether they're able to contest it. I think the best he can hope for is a miracle steal from this Java. If it turns out into a fight here with the current cooldown situation, it might be a bit of a bloodbath for the side of Fishing Esports, but we'll see how it plays out. Fishing Esports have regrouped. Forehand sitting in the pit. Maybe he finds something cheeky, but no, he's not going to go for it. And they're not even going to call for the fight at all, which I respect, but you got to go for the skill, giving over the soul with a team that's 10k up on you is surely a death sentence. He goes in, can he find it? He saw the barrage before, but he's not going to find this Dragon. Unfortunately for the side of 88, and now with the Dragon Soul in the pocket, how are you going to take down this Ornn? How are you going to take down anyone on the side of Fishing Esports? They really have a big problem now to deal with, and Junior Berg is just trying to pick up all the gold he can, trying to get towards that Rabadon's. Maybe a Rabadon's Gwen can blow someone up that's really is their only hope coming back into this game, but it's just so difficult when they're grouping up as 5. What do you do as a Gwen into this 5-man stack? So much CC, so much peel. It's looking like a rough game. It might already be lights out for them, but we'll see what they can do. But looks like Fishing Esports not giving them time to think about it, sending the horn, but it's getting turned around really well. They're playing the front to back. Excellent, a big shutdown going over towards Junior Burgers. How have they done this? They're absolutely running them down now. Kel'Thuz's caught out in the middle of 5, but you see how tanky this guy is in the middle of 5. He still takes so long to die with 40% health, but that's a bit of a hiccup there for the side of Fishing Esports. You know, they're playing so well the entire game, and you know, they finally make a mistake, but it's in the position where they're 10k up and they're making the mistake. It's an interesting one for sure, but very well done for 88, definitely bringing the fight to them, keeping the hopes and dreams alive. If you manage to stall this game out and you really just get to those late game characters, the Gwen can become a huge issue, but Smolder can be a huge issue, but I don't know, it's just going to be a ticking time bomb until that next Baron's up, and you've got 2 inhibs down. Minions coming in all sides here on the map. How are you going to deal with getting map control back to get back out to that Baron? And even if you do, how are you going to win this fight? You know, you're winning fights around your base, your towers, but out in the pit, out in the Fishing Esports domain where they're dropping all their vision, it's going to be such a difficult task. But we'll see whether they can do it. Maybe they just turtle up. Maybe they just get Smolder to stack up, and that's how we're going to win. Smolder finally hitting his second item with the mana mutes. Definitely going to be hitting a lot harder than he was before, but yeah, the Baron is on the horizon here, about to spawn, and it's on 88 to try and survive this onslaught. They see Junior Burger's bot lane. He has CP available, but just the moment they see Junior Burger's bot, they don't have much to be afraid of on the other side. They're going to just leverage this into top lane towers. They're not going to wait for no damn Baron. They're just pushing the issue right now. And Junior Burgers, is he going to have the CP back? Looks like he is. They're sending it under tower here. Is this maybe a bit too much for the side of Fishing Esports? Kel'Thuz, that's a huge ult onto the backline. Junior Burgers finds a nice angle, trying to find the needlework through the team, but the kite back is beautiful for the side of Fishing Esports. The team fighting for hours. They regroup in the back and they take down the front line. 2 down for the side of 88 and only 1 for the side of Fishing Esports. Samurai Kimchi goes in, tries to find the charm, but Tower is going in. Killer Instinct finding all the kills. Jared just getting his back up from his team. C4J in there with this Wukong, and we see the damage he's dumping out on this guy is absolutely disgusting, and that's going to be lights out here. I don't think Smolder can do much about anything here, and Charybdis picking up another kill. Is 12-1 of the game to finish off the side of 80 Astra here, and that's going to be a huge win, like we talked about, for the side of Fishing Esports. Going to bring them to 6-5, and 1 game left to go in their season, but they're looking pretty strong after a huge win over ADA. All right, ladies and gentlemen, looks like I've got free reign over who gets SVP and MVP. We haven't fixed our microphones, so what I say goes. And you know what I say? I say easy Doctor MVP. He's a beast. Nah, I love my boy Jameer, but it's probably not going to be going towards him this game. And it's hard to look anywhere, honestly. Like, I think Ferran had some really nice engages. I think LeBlue, you know, despite the circumstances, put out a decent amount of damage on this Smolder, but I think the only one who really came out Skate 3, even with a little bit of a lead in the laning phase, has got to be Junior Burgers on that Gwen. He was basically the last hope they had that game. I think it's a pretty easy SVP to award over, but still, there were some moments from his teammates where Nash found a great engage, Ryan made a great engage. Easy Doctor finds a key ultimate onto the front line to find a pick, but it was all about Junior Burgers. Had to bring that home, had to build a huge advantage, but Kelthalis held it down really strong, like we talked about. Kelthalis can't be completely written off here if he's given picks like the Ornn to just cancel out that lane. It's hard for people like even Junior Burgers, one of the best top lanes in the league, to get an advantage in that matchup. So definitely good SCV performance from him, but Fishing Esports just had their number today. But in terms of MVP, there's a lot of candidates to look around here around the board. I think Vyacinth had an amazing game with her ultimates. The ultimates every single time they were landing, setting up kills for the team. Charab just dumping out so much damage on that pick there, having an amazing laning phase, poking them down, surviving the ganks, absolutely destroying on the damage chart. Samurai Kimchi was so important for setting up the early game kills with C4J. That mid jungle synergy was on point this game with the side of C4J and Samurai Kimchi. I really would like a second opinion and a third opinion here when it comes to MVP, because you can look across the board and say everyone did their job and they did it damn well here. But I think, if I'm just gonna go along with the storyline, I'm going to make a statement here. Charybdis has been looking on form. He had some hiccups there, but post podcast, Charybdis is a different beast. Brayden, even though he swiftly left the competition, some fighting words lit a fire under this man, and he is playing out of his mind now. Bringing out of Charybdis for the first time, doing 7k damage, absolutely carrying some of these team fights. I think he has just done an amazing job here. Definitely great setup from his team to enable that. Vyacinth, Samurai Kimchi, C4J, all doing amazing jobs to find the engages, find the picks. But I think, this is the player to watch coming into the next games here. This is what Fishing Esports are all about. If you're not shutting down this carry, and you're going to have a big problem to deal with. But definitely a good performance from the rest of his team. It's definitely a close MVP. I just think I'm leaning more towards a storyline, angle to give out this MVP, because it's really even. Otherwise, I think it's very arguable for anyone here. But I'm not going to spend too long on it, and I'll probably give MVP over to Charybdis for this game. So without further ado, I think that'll do us for this SVP and MVP, and we'll be getting into our next match, which is MMA versus Destiny. A bit of subs shenanigans maybe going on here for both sides. Honestly, MMA had a bit of a hiccup. Hopefully they've sorted that out for the game tonight. But Destiny will be playing a sub roster. Not going to have Byron Bernstein in the mid lane today. So we'll see what they bring to the table. But I think that will be me signing off the casting. I'm not too sure whether we're getting the casting sorted. I'll go ahead and sort that out with the casters guys, but I think we'll have a little bit of a break before the next game, hopefully sort out some issues, and we'll be back with another banger. Don't go anywhere, guys. Test, 1, 2, 3. Let's see if I can hear myself. Hey, we're live. 2:30 says though. Actual forecast. It's a 4-man cast. It was just a 2-man cast. Or a 3-man cast with 3 bloody says before, but now I have 2 characters with me, guys. Start casting when we get to champs, like giving them a bit of time to fix the echo. That's the bubble mixtape in chat. Standing her boy Travis. Can I get anyone standing me? Stands in the chat.
Yep. Kinda. Alright, here we are. We're in the draft. We made it.
We're in the drafts. Probably still 4 of us here, but that's okay. We'll take turns casting, so each 2 of us can finish talking.
Okay.
Anyway, what do you expect to be banned against Team MMA here?
I mean, I think they might ban Clip. Possibly.
Yeah. They've got the secret sauce. Clad's gonna make it through. 1 game, come on. Oh, another one. But Ari coming through for a ban against Destiny? Your thoughts on that one?
I'm surprised. I don't think I've seen Prodigium playing Ari ever. See that? Maybe there's something Kai'Sa ban as well against Almona.
Yep. I think the other bands make sense, you know, we've seen Cledspeed go towards that Renekton, we've seen Ardmona go towards that Kai'Sa, but yeah, the Ari, even if Prodigium is coming to that mid lane, I don't think that's been his most practice. Maybe he's got an absolute banger in his match history, you know, the classic before game, you know, you check that op.gg and you see a 20-0 Ari game, you're like, oh, guess we got TK'd of that one, but looks like they are going to take that one. I was keeping quiet just in case they're listening, but looks like Jimbo Baggins is not going to get it. He removed Jurak Baggins as his name, you know, he needs to rename the Jimbo the Sped and maybe he gets fed more because people might just not op.gg him, but I remember when Yorick Baggins used to call himself that, but now he's named Jimbo Baggins. I think he's got a higher chance of getting his one trick, but unfortunately not going to get it today either. And speaking of one tricks gone, Rune losing out on that Lux there, which she's loved to go towards, but not going to get it today. Might have to go towards that Velcros, which I'm sure you know about, Terrorist.
We don't have to bring up the Velcros. I lost the game. I'm losing it. Mordecai's the first pick.
Moving on, what do you think about Mordecai as the first pick? Honestly, it's not the most flexible champ. You can take it jungle. You can take it mid, I guess. You can take an ADC. C4J. C4J in the chat.
I don't know how blind it is. Like, it's pretty easy to punish that champion, but they're gonna pick Nala, which is not that much of a punish. Mordekai's is fine in that matchup, so.
Yeah, but same goes for Nah. Like, Nah's fine with that matchup too, and yeah, you've probably, got some situation where Mordekai's is better in the team fight, some situation where Nah's going to have an absolute banger ult, but yeah, I think happy to handshake the top lane here, especially if you're side of Destiny, who probably might feel like you're a little less favoured against, Cleversped, who's, a Masters player, but they're going to be picking up that Jarvan here on that second round, so Jarvan combo, if they both get into the pit, it's going to be a problem.
Yeah, Jarvan's good, but blinding it still is a bit of a worry. Like we saw last game, in my team we picked Wukong and the Jarvan kind of just struggled, so another champ that can be pretty easily countered, but we'll see what Happy Big Dipstick plays. Poppy is...
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, if you're talking about Jarvan counters, there's got to be the biggest one. It's probably the Poppy, or even picks like Vayne is not the most viable, but just the champions that do well against his wall, can escape his wall, or just straight up deny him from just ever getting a chance of using his wall. A lot of the time, it's probably going to be that Poppy W. But yeah, I like their draft so far. The Mordekaiser first pick is a bit whatever, but the Poppy getting picked up as the counter pick and Rune picking up the Velcros before it's taken off the board because she's shown she can perform on that champion. Definitely, probably going to get counter pick mid lane anyway by Prodigium because he's on the red side. They're probably going to counter pick him in the mid lane here, but looks like they're going to pick up Swain. And I don't think Ardmona's learned any Swain. I don't know if Satanic Badger's learned any Swain support. So there's a threat of a flex here, but I think yeah, we're going to be seeing that mid lane.
It looks like everyone's just locking in their own champions. Like, there's no swapping. They're just picking what they want to play. I think Swain into Velcros is a good matchup. Velcros doesn't really ever kill that, but Arnold's is going to take more AD bans here, which is a bit of a worry because it doesn't have the biggest champion pool.
Yeah,
take it away.
They're also thinning out the pool as well with their own bands. They're trying to pitch Time to Heim's pool, so it's like right back at you. Time to Heim might be put on the block here with what champion he's going to go towards, but I'm sure they've got something planned here. Still other champions left up, like we've got the Jhin, we've got the Ashe, the true utility stuff. Like maybe we see, I was about to say Senna Swain come out, like they might take a page out of our book and pick the Senna Swain bot lane, a bit of a mix up there, because we know Ardmona in the past has played that pick, but hasn't been going towards it. Maybe doesn't like the Enchanter play style that's been going on recently, but we'll see. What are they going to pick now on their fourth round here to counter pick, and how MMA going to respond? And they are going towards better.
A lot of AD bans are out, but like the main meta of the ADC pool is still up with stuff like Jinx, Ziggs, Jhin, Ashe, all available. So Jinx really strong right now, especially with that lethality build spiking really hard early game, which still scales really well. So as an answer, I'm not sure they'll pick Ashe as a pretty good answer. Go towards Ziggs, but they're kind of very AP heavy if they pick Ziggs. So maybe Ashe, Jhin. Yeah, that's the Jhin.
Yeah, it's a good utility, especially if you've got long range champions like the Vel'Koz. Really good to set up the Jhin snares. Really good to just have that safety there. But there's a risk that you might just run out of lack of damage here if the Vel'Koz doesn't get going. Mordekai's simply going to have to do a lot of work. Poppy doesn't offer the craziest amount of damage herself here, so I wonder if they're going to try to fix this for MMA, try and pick more damage, but no, it looks like they're going on the meat shield side of things, and it's a lot of work on the back of Vel'Koz and Jhin here to be putting damage out. Hopefully even Mordekaiser can help out on that front and get a big lead, but it looks like they are just going straight CC train here, just putting the meatballs in front of the carries and seeing what Destiny are going to do about it. But I really worry about this sort of draft setup when they're into a Swain. This is pretty worrying if they're not able to nuke this guy down, and it is a Swain who can go into Zhonya's like he is going to just sit there draining the whole team.
Yeah, the Jinx as well. There's going to be 5 late game, which is super tanky champions. So they also have a lot of AP with the triple AP Maokai, Vel'Koz, and Mordekaiser. So There's a lot of work on the Jin's back because if this Jin falls behind, she's not
but
gonna
do we
smash.
just do we just have our first draft where every single player picked their own champion?
Yeah, there's just no swapping, and they're just. You don't see that very often.
Yeah, this is a world record. I don't think like we've even gotten close to that before. Like there's always been like 5 swaps like a team, you know. But like this time, everyone just picked their own champion. Both teams, pretty insane stuff. Yeah, but it is pretty interesting to see. It looks like they did end up picking Karma last pick in response to all this. And yeah, we were talking about maybe they're lacking out on damage. Well, now it's going to be even worse with Karma shields coming through, Karma speed ups, just making the Jinx and Swain that much harder to lock down and take down. Yeah, but you know, there's always a bit of opportunity in the early game if you have a good laning phase with the CC. You know, you don't have to worry so much about your damage if you've got a big lead. You know, your wallet will do it for you, but is MMA going to be able to get a good lead against Destiny, one of the best teams in the competition? Arguably, but we'll see how we go in this game here, because I think that the slight draft win for Destiny, despite it not looking like the prettiest draft on paper, you know, I think they've got something good into the enemy team comp here.
Yeah, I think it's just gonna come down to the bot lanes because top lane, as you said, is pretty 50-50. Can go either way. I don't think either jungle is really gonna be prioritizing playing around that, and both ADCs are pretty mobile, so I think both junglers have the ability to gank pretty early. So I think both junglers probably playing around the bot lane trying to get the ADCs ahead, because if either of these ADCs fall behind, then they're kind of lacking a bit of AD damage.
Yeah. Speaking about the bot lanes, though, let's talk about the bot lane matchup in isolation. Who do you think takes it? Because I think it's got to be pretty clearly in the Jinx Karma's favor, especially with Jinx coming online with that lethality build. Karma's putting out a lot of poke in that lane. Yeah, Maokai has the threat of a flash W, but like in the 2v2, not that threatening. If jungle is there, different story. But this 2v2 for the side of MMA has got to be pretty rough into Destiny's bot lane for sure, right?
Yeah, even if they get the flash Malphite W, the Jin doesn't really have much follow-up damage. He has the CC, so if Poppy does come, then yeah, it's a different story. But it was just those two, even with the CC, they don't really have the damage to take down the Karma shields. And as you said, Jinx also does spike pretty early if she builds that Dirk on the first recall. So it's really hard for MMA here to make many plays in the bot lane, so they're definitely just going to be relying on that Poppy to come and bail them out.
I'm hoping to see that Poppy is recognizing that. I think when it comes to the top lane, it's going to be hard to find picks on tonight. Definitely you want to get Clever Spurt ahead too, because a Fed Mordekaiser could probably run away with this game. And I think that's the solution maybe to the Fed Swain, is if you get Mordekaiser so fed that he can just run the Swain down into the Death Realm. That would be definitely a difficult situation for Destiny to deal with, because there's not many champions that are good into Mordekaiser. I think everyone on that team just wants to just try and survive against the Death Realm if they get pulled in, but certainly, I think this bot lane is something you've got to address, because if the Jinx gets going online again, like you said, if they don't lock her down and pop her in a team fight, she's going to be absolutely chilling versus this sort of team comp. Free reign across the board there, and yes, looking like it's an easier game for Destiny, which I worry, because Destiny just like, when they're put into these easy comps, their macro is normally pretty good. Destiny know what they're doing. They get a bit chaotic sometimes, but when they get the lead, they're really good at just dissecting their opponents. That's exactly what they did against us last time. So we'll see whether they're able to pull out a lead and just do Destiny things here. But MMA, you know, I'm sure you after playing against this team, like they're not as bad as their standing is saying. They definitely are a strong team. I think they can definitely pull some upsets here in the laning phase, bring the fight to Destiny here. I'm excited to see how this early game goes.
I mean, coming into this, I personally favour MMA, but after the draft, they're just going to struggle really hard, and they have to make sure that they win this game.
No, please buy items, Maokai. Please don't do this. Okay, sorry, thank God. Oh, that was scary. I was just like, we can't have this, like, support not getting any gold for the first, like, 5 minutes of the game or something like that, but he saw it, he's done it. I guess it's not as bad as, like, missing your jungle item, but yeah, that is crisis averted right there in the bot lane.
How does the mid-match shot go up, like, in isolation?
I would love to tell you, I've played Swain Vel'Koz.
Okay,
I think you're lucky to get into these champions, but I do think the isolated matchup, you know, Vel'Koz is going to be very safe. It's just going to be a bit of a ping pong with the lane. I think Swain has a bit more threat running you down with the snare, but just running this ring setup, you know, if Swain has Ghost, he's actually quite threatening in the the 1v1, you definitely can just run people down through the lane. You can find the surprise flash and get into range, but as it is right now with just teleport flash, it's going to be pretty difficult. You're just going to be looking for quick poke trades unless you get like a Riley's first item. You're never going to be able to like really lock this Velcro's down full health to 0, but again, mid lane's a bit of a highway. You could see things change dramatically for either team if, you know, having a big dim sim gets a big flank onto the Swain here. Definitely can set up a lot of runes damage, allow for the one shot there. Same for Asuko if he finds rune slipping. I think this mid lane is pretty neutral in the isolated 1v1, but the junglers can definitely have something to say. Even the supports coming up to this mid lane can blow it wide open, and if either of them get the lead, it can definitely be pretty volatile. If the Swain just gets to ignore your damage, he can have a great time, and the same for Vel'Koz if he's able to just one-shot the Swain with a ton of AP, then you're not able to drain anything, you know, you're not being able to do Swain things, but we'll speak up on that later, because it looks like we're getting a bit of action in the early game. Jimbo Baggins doing really well, but he's got the level 2 on the side of Cloud Sped. He finds the flash onto the Q, and Jimbo Baggins now running for the hills, but it's not going to be enough. Cloud Sped with first blood 2 minutes into the game.
That is not what I expected. I see what Jimbo Baggins is doing. He had level 2 first, he had his range all the way up there. He just took too much damage, he was fighting inside the enemy anyway as well, so he just got chunked by the time he got his mega.
Oh, we're getting more fights here. Yeah, Ardmona getting caught out and big Ignite dropped onto him. He's going to have to flash out with 1 HP and cleanse the Ignite to try and survive out on that one. But that's both sums thrown onto this Jinx, and she's only got 1 health pot to try and heal that back up. She's in a terrible spot, and Poppy pathing down. I would just probably start skipping all my camps here, just looking to dive this Jinx ASAP, because she's in a terrible spot right now.
That's not what we predicted for the bot lane. Like we said, don't
Yeah.
worry, they should be winning, but like, I don't know what happened at level 2, they must have all of the Jinx. Jinx has to burn, but Jarvan is here to hold on.
Jarvan's actually here now, and Jarvan's beating the Poppy to the punch here now. He's going to be the one bailing out his bot lane, but Sai is doing a great job healing out for his ADC. He's still got barrier up 2 to try and survive that. Satanic Badger is getting a bit low too. Time behind doing nice on the target selection here. Ardmona is really far up with no sums. Looks like they're having a split fight across the board, but Time behind is going to take down Jinx. And Happy Big Dimson is going to take down Satanic Badger. Asuko looking to trade one back, but maybe he doesn't get it. No, unfortunately, Time behind just walks back, tries to sneak past him, but he's not going to quite make it. But Happy Big Dimson is going to pick up this one. It's going to be a 3-for-2 fiesta in the bot lane early game, but it's going to go to the side of MMA.
A bit of an overforce. You see the Jarvan did get there first, but again, he was fighting in the minion wave. They don't really have the lockdown from the Jin Malphite, and Bose still had summoners, so they tried to force the fight. They didn't have the damage, and by the time Poppy got there, they were just able to clean up.
Yeah, it was just really nice fighting from both. No! Oh, there's Happy Big Dimson. I was just like, no way, he just did that with no mana, but I see it now. I wasn't watching. I apologize, Rune. You know what you're doing. If he lands that, that definitely sets up Poppy for a kill, but unfortunately, doesn't quite land it. Prodigium drops the flash himself as well, at least, so it is a trade of flashes in the mid lane, but that is going to be a pretty worrying, you know, with the enemy team having so much gank potential on either side. I think, you know, you're going to be looking at all these lanes now. Bot lane's blowing their summons, mid lane's blowing their summons. It's going to be a field day for this Poppy and this Jarvan, so I'm hoping the junglers can get some action going here for their lanes, because there are no summoners across the entire map here.
Yeah, we see both junglers pick up both because bot lane as well, so they're hitting the items pretty early. Jarvan has the 4 field. It looks like he's really looking towards bot lane here. Poppy just walking towards something kick-free, but there might be a fight down here, and they decided to overextend into this Jarvan.
Yeah, they know where the vision is, they're playing pretty intelligently about it, but unfortunately, they didn't know that there was a ward on that first bush there, so they actually know Jarvan's spot right now, and they can even see him walking out with that ward. I think maybe that ward just died, no, it's still there, so they know exactly what Jarvan's doing, and Poppy's punishing accordingly, taking the Raptor camp right now, might even look to gank this mid lane that splashes, or the top lane here. Poppy's in a great position to try to get something done, but maybe Jarvan uses this priority for the Dragon here, and they might pick up an early drag for the team.
Yeah, I don't think there's much that MLA can do to contest this dragon. Destiny's got all the bot pro, but Poppy is walking down through mid lane, they might try and walk towards this.
Yeah, Prodigium playing really well around this Poppy is just hovering his strong side here, playing around the Hex Slash shenanigans that might catch a lot of players off guard. It definitely catches me off guard when there's a Poppy in my Raptor camp Hex Slashing wall, you know, just stuff you might forget sometimes, but Prodigium's evading these ganks, and that's so crucial because, again, this Poppy can do so much damage with the summoners down across the map, but they're able to weather the storm, get things under control again, bring the game back on track. They might get back to their strong lanes, and Rune dropping ult for a bit of poke there. Can't say it was the most effective, but certainly something you can get away with. Yeah, Jimbo Baggins, he has to dodge, but he's not able to do it. He doesn't have the flash up, doesn't have Mega, and he doesn't have a chance at surviving. And now, Sai going in for the beautiful engages. He's really allowed to get these, but unfortunately, they've been doing a great job at poking time behind him down. He's just too low to follow up, and he's in a terrible spot here. He really wants to get the wave out, but he just really can't. Poppy needs to be able to help out, but it looks like he needs to get out of here as well and reset. He's trying to get off the map. But yeah, bot lane is in a terrible spot here, but Destiny really want to punish, but they gotta still give a bit of respect over to this Poppy that could be here.
Yeah, obviously Ace is gonna hit, but goes to grub, so the lane's not going too well for Destiny. The objectives is fine for them. They pick up the dragon, they look for the grub down, probably to space, so not gonna be able to contest this. I don't think Grub is gonna get at least 2 of these. We'll see if he's 6 to 3 or decides to retreat after 2. He's gonna look the third one as well.
Yeah, as well, I was talking about the lockdown with Swain there. You just really don't hold the Vel'Koz in place long enough. It would be a different story if it was like a top lane or a bot lane, but the mid lane's just too short. Vel'Koz, even with no abilities, can just walk out from the Swain unless you've landed absolutely everything to lock them down right next to you. Maybe start walking past them, but yeah, he just absolutely walks out of the combo, but buys Prodigium a bit of space in lane to get a free reset, but Rune's definitely not suffering anything in this matchup, matching Prodigium in the mid lane. We haven't talked about much, obviously rotating over to the mid lane in this game is a big change for them. Prodigium's normally their tried and true support, but not the case this game. Happy Big Dimsum's looking to get something done against Jimbo Baggins. Even if he doesn't get a kill and he chunks out Jimbo here, you know that's going to put him in a terrible spot when he's already in a bad spot in this lane. Kled has been running the ghost this game. He is probably going to find that Q. Oh, and he predicts the Vlad. Beautiful play from Kled to spend right now. He's playing on fire this game, but Azuko is there to answer. That's a tower shot going over Happy Big Dimsum. A big area is going to give a double kill right over to the side of Destiny, and Jarvan on 4 kills certainly is probably not what we were expecting to be picking up all the kills this game, but if Jarvan manages to get a bit of a lead, you know, these carries have to be a bit more concerned. A Jarvan that has 0 kills is not going to be much of a threat, but a Jarvan with 4 kills certainly can pump out some damage and dropping a flag on your head, and all of a sudden it's absolutely chunking you, maybe even one-shotting you, depending on the build you want to go for.
Yeah, the play was looking good, but Mordekaiser got stuck in the Cataclysm, and then Poppy just a bit confused, just walked up and died as well, so yeah. Jarvan's really strong here, he was able to punish his, even Poppy and CS, so he's going to recall here, he's going to have a pretty big item recall.
Oh, there's the huge pick here. They found him just before his flash is coming up here. This must be beautiful timing coming for the side of MMA, finding that pick. Rune setting up the kill. Definitely showing she knows what she's doing in the mid lane, despite not being on that Lux. But we're actually dropping a Maokai. Is that going to reach the bot lane here? It just might hit them. No, a bit of assistance there on the Poppy. Do they have the damage to take down Satanic Badger? It doesn't look like in time. I am now is the one in danger, but was it all a bait as Satanic Badger gets pulled in by the root, by the snare? They're going to pick up the kill onto him, but Ardmona is getting very excited in the meantime. Too many low health bars versus a Jinx means it's going to be a bad time for you as Ardmona trades a double kill in a 3v2.
Yes, overfortunately, the Maokai wasn't really reaching the Poppy, went in for the flank, but they didn't have the damage to burst anybody else, so with the Jinx armor, they're just able to give so much damage back. So as soon as Jinx gets that first kill, she's just able to reset, get the second kill, and Jinx is back in the game now. She's up to see how she gets that collect on her first recall. She's going to be really strong now for this next game.
She's definitely got the edge here in this bot lane matchup, but there's a bit of a nice freeze here, but Dragon's coming online, you probably don't want to freeze. I don't think MMA's in the position where they really want to be giving over objectives, but then again, you know, you've got a different win condition inside of this top lane if you're this Poppy. If you look to just dive this Nah here and really just play the top side, play to get this Mordekaiser ahead. We talked about that, how there's not really a fantastic answer, and there's not even itemization in the game, you know, you can't QSS the ult anymore. The best thing you can do is probably like try by Zhonya's if you're a Swain or something, stall out as much as you can in this death realm, but this Mordekaiser is definitely going to need someone to answer him, and it's going to be difficult. For all these champions, you know, the Jarvan with 4 kills, I don't think even the Jarvan with 10 kills has a chance of standing up to this Mordekaiser right now, just by the nature of the champion.
Yeah, see, Destiny looking outside, up playing for the Dragon, but Jin able to clear the wave, did a bit of damage up to Jinx. Didn't fight yet. Maokai doesn't have flash to follow up, just gonna be an even trade. Jin is looking for the ult though.
Yeah, he trades really well, but obviously he's a Satanic Badger there to keep him alive from the ultimate, no kill to be found there. Maybe even a decent cooldown burnt off for this Dragon here, as Jin ult could definitely throw a spanner in the works if the rest of the team decide to go in, but I think they're just going to play towards their strong side here. The Jinx is very powerful, Jump is very powerful. Let's just not risk it. Let's go towards the guaranteed play, which is at the spread right now on this Mordekaiser, having a huge lead in the top lane. But honestly, I just had a look at the gold. It doesn't even look that bad. He's about 400 gold behind for the side of Nah. You know, the items might look pretty bad, but yeah, in terms of Nah, I think he's definitely seen worse days in terms of gold leads here.
Keeping up as well, he's actually up to 20 on the Mordekaiser
Yeah.
rage advantage, so he's dying a fair bit, but he's not falling too far behind, as you said. His farm is pretty low. They're going to look on Poppy, they're walking up towards the goals, they're already going.
Yeah, Jarvan has flagged. I see the flag on the map, and Rune with the flash E. I feel like Rune has the most cojones on the Velcros I've ever seen, constantly finding these flash E's for her team. You know, she's playing like she's Azir shuffling in, finding the engages for her team, but right now she is absolutely showing up and finding these kills for her jungler. Heavy big dim sim, getting the assist there is going to find a big shutdown onto Asuko.
Yeah, I mean, Asuka walking up towards the Grobes, realizes it's too late, still tries to take the one on with Pop because, as we said, Jarvan just got really countered by that pick, can't really run away, Rune's able to follow up with the flash. Yeah, more gold over towards the side of MMA. Up about
Yeah.
1,000 now.
I think different champions on board, you might be fully confident to just feel like you can get out of any scenario with Jarvan, but definitely into Poppy, you gotta give respect over the champion that has so much counterplay into yours, and it's just gonna definitely check him if he's being too aggressive. You know, you might feel like you have that confidence because you're so far ahead, but this champion can shut you down at a moment's notice with her abilities. But he's still looking at like the confidence out of him. He's going for a steal, but maybe it's too much again. Rune finds another knock upsides, very close, and he doesn't have the flank drag over the wall, but he's got the flash. Luckily, just keep him alive there. But that's another big trade for the side of Asuka. It's basically a flash for blue buff, and you know, depending on how the rest of the game plays out, that might not be worth it for him.
Yeah, he's struggling with this. Even with the 4 kills, he's not able to. He's not punishing it as much as he should. He's not looking bot lane there. Well, the Jinx really needs assistance. He's playing towards top side, and Pop is just able to match that with his Mordekaiser being personal, and just able to walk around the top side pretty much for free.
Yeah, I think, we're seeing Satan Badger maybe finding a flank there, but meeting Sai halfway is not going to happen there. They're going to respect each other, but yeah, I think there's a slight edge out in Jinx. You know, the supports are roaming, but if Jinx gets left in the lane against Jhin, it might be a bit concerning with that lethality. You know, you dump out a bit more damage than that static shield, especially after the nerfs to the item, but yeah, Jin's really good at clearing waves with the static shield. I'm sure he's going to be fine. Keep holding it down, clearing waves with that Q, with that static shield. Proc and Fleet, same safe, and I think, yeah, that's basically what Sai should be looking for, to rotate with the rest of his team here. If he's able to set up more CC for Rune, have a big dim sim, and Sai can definitely cause a lot of mayhem on this map for the side of Destiny.
Yeah, that's true, but the only issue is that if the Jhin doesn't get ahead, they're just really lacking that AD damage, especially with the new Jhin build. It's the static and the rapid fire, not really doing any damage at all until putting up 4 items. And he is solo AD other than Poppy, so it's kind of rough there. If he's not ahead, but
Oh, big damage on Prodigium.
He's gonna live
Yeah.
on health.
Yeah, Rune is just absolutely running this mid lane matchup. It feels like Prodigium hasn't been able to find a single thing, but Sai is getting engaged on, but is it? I'm not here to suck here with you, you're stuck here with me as the rest of the team rolls up and they lock the enemy down. Satanic Magic goes down here. Asuko trying to sneak his way out, and he does find the flag attack through to get out of harm's way there. It was a bit of a rough situation, and Prodigium finding a sneaky wave mid, even on 1 HP, it was really low, but they're looking to push down but even further. Asuko has to be careful. There's a lot of CC in denial, but looks like they're going towards Armona. They want to finish him off, and they find him, but Jimbo Baggins has something to say about all this. So many low health bars, is not able to find anything. Looking to pick up Happy Big Dimson, but the Son of the Sky keeps him alive just a bit longer, but unfortunately, finally goes down. They're looking to get even more. Jimbo Baggins finds a double kill for himself, but Sai goes in without the rest of the team, maybe just sacrificing himself to help escort Rune out. But yeah, a bit discombobulated there, a bit discoordinated on the side of MMA, and they're still going. Jimbo Baggins needs to be a bit careful though. Rune is getting ult up very soon and can dump out a lot of damage. Yeah, Cleanser Sped has both Summoners and Death Realm. He could turn this on a moment's notice if they're not careful, but looks like he is just going to be respectful. Too much chaos going on in the bot side. I think he says, let's just regroup here. Let's dial it back because that was a lot of action in a short amount of time, but it looks like it's slightly favoured out the side of MMA because Clever Sped was able to rotate mid and pick up the tower.
Yeah, it's good for MMA. It was looking a lot better. The TB from Jimbo Baggins on the point of the art. Is they able to salvage a little bit? But as you said, even with comes to the bottom, they do bleed their mid tower. That's going to give them pro, you know, in the mid lane for this dragon fight.
Yeah, and Clever Sped's not running teleport here. He's not here for this fight, so this is going to be a very rough one for MMA to commit to. It looks like they are looking to see what they can get done, but I think this is just a straight loss for them. They need this more. Kaiser here has so much of the team's gold at this point, but who knows, maybe Rune finds a huge pick. Are they able to find Jimbo Baggins? But it might be Jimbo Baggins finding the rest of the team. He finds a big ultimate onto 3, but it might not be enough as the team fight is absolutely chaotic. All the ultimates are dropped across the board, and everyone on the side of MMA drops, and that's what we were afraid of. You don't have the numbers advantage here. Mordekaiser being here definitely changes things. Can easily pick up 2, 3, 4 champions by himself if he's left alone with that ghost and that flash, but unfortunately the team just get absolutely wombo-comboed by Destiny. The whole squad rolls up and they take them down very swiftly, and that's going to be their 3rd dragon for this game, which is a quiet win condition in Destiny's back pocket this game.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the call there was for relay, because the dragon was up and Clever Sped was with the team that started to look towards that top side. Obviously doesn't want to play for the dragon, but his team's on a completely different page. Look for the fight 4v5, and if you're in a small enclosed environment versus Swain Jinx comp, you're just going to get chunked down with the AoE.
Yeah, one thing I did notice before that dragon was spawning was there was 3 waves like stacked up against the top tower. There was a lot of farm up there, so I think Clever Sped just made the call that that's too much to give up. That's too much gold on the map for us to sacrifice to go for this. Even maybe we would have lost the tower had they let that mini wave sit there. So Clever Sped rotated after that. But as we see, just it's not worth it at the end of the day because they went 4 down. They had to cut their losses here somewhere. They had to give up the top wave or they had to give up the dragon fight. But it feels bad to give up the dragon fight because, you know, that's their 3rd dragon. It feels bad to give that top wave because there's so many damn minions. But yeah, they end up not doing either and making a pretty bad call here. Destiny now sitting on their 3rd dragon, now being in the lead gold-wise for the first time in this game, but maybe they're able to find some picks to get back into this. Unfortunately, they're not going to find that, but they're going to drop the curtain call. Poppy finds the sun on the wall, and that's going to be Satanic Badger going down. They just find a pick just like that. Drop of the hat, and Murder now is in a bad position. Is he able to dodge? He's got the fancy feet to drop, dodge a couple of skill shots, but he doesn't dodge the knockoff, and that's going to be him dropping there. Time behind is just absolutely going to cut out Jimbo Baggins as he tries to trade back here, and that's not going to be netting them anything. So Destiny now slipping up in the early game here, and that's going to be them dropping over a couple of kills, and they're converting this into a Rift Herald for themselves. So definitely nice answer back after a bit of a slip up there at the Dragon. MMA shows they've got the initiative, they're still in the game looking to make plays, and they're not going to let that deter them.
Yeah, nice pick in the jungle, capturing the calm route, and then Mona just walking up way too far in the mid lane without any pressure. Rune just the most aggressive milk on them. He walks up, easy in his face, and just kills him.
Yeah, Rune definitely was the player that was probably getting slept on in the MMA roster, but had some great games, but oh no, on the time, we see just how much damage that Jarvan did by himself. Probably didn't even need the swing there, being on 7 kills, just absolutely demolishing that Jin's health bar. But unfortunately, you know, Mobile Jin caught that flash. Eastco made the read that the team was on the reset, and he read them so well there, as he's right on the money, but not going to get much other than the kill for themselves. There's not much other objectives on the map to trade, no towers they can push for this either with the team showing up, so a little bit of gold in their pocket, but luckily no game-ending objectives going down after that pick, so we'll see. Whether they're able to find picks like that when the Dragon's up, when the Baron's up on the map, things might be different, but picks like that at least aren't going to be game-ending for MMA for the time being.
Yeah, they do lose top tower for it, but yeah, not game-ending. Baron, not really a threat yet. They don't have the damage for it. See, Maokai is a bit caught out here, but has the business swiftness, is able to walk out. And now looking towards popping on the top side, going for the blue buff. Is caught out, has the flash available and the W.
Yeah, good luck locking down a Poppy though. I don't think you're going to get a flag and drag. Maybe if you had the Megan R up and you're able to shove her into the wall there, your team could converge on her and take her down, but yeah, Poppy's just such a slippery champion, it's going to be so difficult for them to lock her down here. She's just able to find those angles, but it looks like Clever Sped is a bit caught out, but he's just going to turn that into his favor. Satanic Badger taking so much damage from this Mordekaiser who's fed out of his mind and now finally goes down, but Clever Sped is in a hard place, but it seems looking to trade back. They're looking to get some kills, but unfortunately a bit of a flub there. Rune popped the Q too early. Now they're looking to trade back. Asuko trying to engage past the Poppy, but Poppy does not let you do that, but Mona doing so much damage with that lethality build. We see the damage coming out of it. He goes forward with the flash, trying to find the pick, but unfortunately Thunderheim baits him with the barrier. But was it a bait all along? He gets kind of 1 HP Prodigium left untouched in his team by popping off on the Swain, and it's just chaos across the board. Asuko really wants to take him down and finally will with that final Q. What an absolute fiesta there for the side of Destiny, but Mona lives on 1 HP, Asuko lives on 1 HP, Jimbo Baggins I think finds a kill on the top side, and now he's going to get a turret. It is all Destiny now in this game. They've just blown the game wide open.
Yeah, as I said, the MMA comp is less damaged. Jinx flash forward, didn't get the kill. Saya looks for the engage on Maokai. It's a really nice engage, but they just don't have the damage. So Jinx is able to walk out, Jarvan walks out. Prodigium the whole time on the Swain is just charging that ultimate, doing so much damage, and eventually they just win the war of attrition.
Yeah, and they've got no rest here, no rest for the Wicked as the Dragon is coming back onto the map. They've got to run right back onto that objective, that win condition in Destiny's back pocket, and they've just picked up some key items that Rylai's on the side of Swain, the wit's end for the side of this, now onto triple AP is just going to be so difficult to take down, and they've got their work cut out for them winning this team fight. I've got to say, to Swain right now, is definitely in a position of power. He's having a bit of a rough early game, but right now, that lack of damage, like you're talking about, is coming into fruition. But Ardmona finds himself right next to Clint the Sped with no summoners. He's going to go down. A bit of chaos in the backside. They're trying to take everyone else down. Prodigium, Jimbo Baggins, and then Isuko into the backline, taking down Rune, taking down Time to Heim, and the carries are dead. Who is there to take down the rest of Destiny? Clint the Sped's going to try his hand in the death round, but he's not finding the skill shots. Prodigium able to kite out, but it's just too strong. The Mordekaiser is the Lord of Death there. He's going to find the shutdown onto Prodigium, but Asuko and Jimbo Baggins still left alive. But again, who's going to take down Kled the Sped? Now sitting on 7 kills on this Mordekaiser. He's just so strong. He's just rolling around. If he's able to get in range here and get that Rylai slow, you might think that's Jimbo Baggins over with, but fortunately, they're not able to find it, so they're going to turn around to this Dragon, really looking to pick it up before Satanic Badger and Ardmona rotate to this objective. It's a bit of a fiesta. It's going to be hard for them, but they really have to force this now, and I think it's just going to come down to a smite fight, because how are they going to keep Asuko out of the pit here? He's gone really in, they're turning it onto him, but they just one-shot the Mordekaiser. Asuko does so much damage with that Eclipse. Sundered Sky, and that is lights out for MMA. That is Mountain Soul going over for the side of Destiny, and that's a big pickup for them to just even further make it issues for the damage of the side of MMA. If you didn't have damage before now, good luck into this Mountain Soul, because that is a huge pickup for them.
Yeah, crazy fight. I mean, it starts off with Ardmona getting picked out. You think it looks good for MMA, but Destiny instantly pulled the trigger on the backline. Mordekaiser is able to win out in the backline of the enemy team, but eventually Jarvan kills them. They win the fight, and they're just going to be able to look for Baron for this. Poppy's dead, Maokai's dead. They don't really have any way of entering this, so it should just be a free Dragon. I mean, Baron over to Destiny.
Picking this one up for free, and it's now on MMA to just turtle up and find their ways back into the game. They've got some pick tools here. They really need to catch Destiny slipping, but whoever they catch, they got to dump the kitchen sink into that one person. They can't split focus like they are in the fights. It's just allowing Jarvan and Swain to just get so much healing. They haven't even purchased any anti-heal yet, which probably should be on their minds right now, because, this Jarvan getting the Sundered Sky procs over and over, that Swain healing throughout the whole fight, is definitely adds up. A single healing cut item could definitely make or break a kill or not here, when it's probably pretty easy for a Vel'Koz to apply it. But I don't know, man, it's just going to be so difficult for them to come back into this game now that they're 6k down. Mountain Soul acquired, Baron acquired. You're just basically relying on Destiny to make a mistake here.
Yeah, I mean, they can maybe look for a pick. Kled the Sped is still pretty fed, but he doesn't really have the ability to 1v5 a team fight, and they're able to death realm. Needs to pick up some items. He still only has the static shift and rapid fire, but even when he picks up those items into the Mountain Soul, he's still solo AD damage, and he's just not going to be able to do enough of it. So really hard for MMA to win this, unless Destiny
It's
is
so hard. And this Jarvan now, I think he was a bit squishier before, but he just like backed for a full Serex cage, it almost felt like, and a Caulfield's and a pickaxe. This guy is going to be so difficult to take down with that tenacity, plus the huge shield coming out. It's going to be so hard. Ults come through, but it's just not enough damage versus the support Karma. They just don't find the damage here. Like you said, Jin's just not doing anything at this point in the game. Unfortunately, it was a nice attempt, but it's not going to amount to anything for them, and that is going to be more kills going over for the side of Destiny. Baron minions rolling into the base, turrets going down very shortly here, and even Kled the Sped into this Wit's End Nah just doesn't have the damage anymore to deal with him. He's just getting kited out. He's doing his absolute best, but Jimbo Baggins has the gold in his pocket, is going to absolutely win out on the side lane, and I think that's just lights out for the side of MMA. Maybe they hold the base a lot longer, but it seems like the game is all Destiny. They're running away with it right now.
Yeah, I mean, I like the idea from MMA. Poppy has a nice ult onto the Jinx, but way too far behind for that to work. They're losing him for it. They're losing top as well. Maybe they can end with the Jinx reset. They're looking for it. If they get this turret, Jinx resets
They're
again.
posturing for something here, and they got to still give a little bit of respect if they go too far into the double Nexus towers. They've got a lot of lockdown to keep them there and potentially burst that target, but yeah, it's just so difficult. Even wave clear might become a bit of an issue now. Vel'Koz is doing her absolute best to deal with it. Jin's doing his absolute best, but when there's this many minions rolling up to your base, unless you've got a Smolder or an Aurelion Soul, it's just so difficult. And Happy Big Dim Sim, we see now isn't that tanky anymore. Prodigium rolling up with the Rylai's here. He's just unstoppable. Trying to find kills on the backside is glad to spend. Finally gets a shutdown, but at what cost? The base is getting toppled. Double kill for the side of Asuko, who's had a monster game here on this Jarvan, and that is going to be Destiny picking up the Nexus in very short fashion, unless Cletus has something to say about it here, but it's the odds don't favour him, I'll tell you that much.
They don't really have the damage. I mean, they are low, but Jin is just like healing them with his autos. Doesn't have IE yet. Just not doing anything, and the minions are just going to end the game for him.
Yeah, it's a
walks into
rough
the
one.
Nexus,
Oh,
but
Admona gives one over, but yeah, I think Destiny are just playing with the food at this time. In moment, it is going to be Nexus going down in very short fashion, and a big win for Destiny, starting their potential win streak in the last half of the season here.
yeah, it's a complete stomp. I mean, the early game looks close, but like as soon as they got to the mid, they just struggled without
Oh,
the damage. The Jin fell.
and Destiny choosing the villain's path at the end there. The stream caught those messages. I will dare not say them. I do not want to anger anyone here, but they are definitely treading the path of villainy here with those last comments here. Looking to be the bad guys in the second half of the season, but MMA still, they got to regroup very quickly here. They've got another match to play tonight and potentially can bring their chances back, maybe make that miracle run happen. But with that loss against Destiny, it's looking pretty difficult for them. Hopefully they can bring something together, because they certainly didn't look terrible in that game at all. I think, the draft made it very difficult for them. They made a couple slip-ups, and those slip-ups, can balloon into massive gold leads for Destiny with their sort of composition, and we see just how difficult the fights were for Rune and Time the Heim being on these immobile carries versus all this dive. Yeah, it's a rough one for them to execute here. So looks like they end up picking the win, but we can get into an SVP discussion. What are your thoughts immediately for this game?
My immediate thought is Rune. I think she has some really nice Vel'Koz players. Lots of picks with the E. Cleversbed did play pretty well, but with the lead, he wasn't able to do that much, and then also missing out on that dragon fight because he chose to go Ghost. I think that's where the game really swayed. So I would lean towards Rune for this one for the SVP.
Yeah, honorable mention probably to Cleddesped. Obviously, was a big player in that game. Definitely had a train on Jimbo Baggins in that early game, but unfortunately wasn't able to convert the lead into much else. Rune was playing really well around her team, doing a lot of damage in the team fights, but at the end of the day, there was just too much dive, not enough peel going on. I don't think there was much for her to do in a team fight versus like a 10-kill Jarvan. It was a very difficult game for them to navigate, but just the early game play is just the most aggressive Vel'Koz that I've ever seen. You got to love it. I think I'm happy to give that one over to Rune this week
Cool.
as well. In terms of MVP, though, what are your thoughts? I think it's pretty clear in my in my opinion who I want to give it to, but yeah, I'll
I
let
mean,
you speak your mind.
I think it has to be Asuka, right? I assume that's where you're
Yeah,
going. Yeah,
yeah,
he's
that's
just
it's
so
like the
fast.
stats say it, like not top damage by any means, but like the Jarvan had 16 kills and 3 deaths. We did
Yeah.
speak about how this game was so important for junglers, especially after there was so much chaos in the early game and the flash is blown. Zuko does show up at the end of the day on this Jarvan, absolutely runs a train across the whole map. No one was spared from this Jarvan, and he found all these kills, going 16 and 3 is definitely a statement performance for the Jarvan here, and team's going to be probably looking at it coming into next matches here because he looked really good on it.
Yeah, I mean, I said the aim of the game is make sure your bot lane stays ahead, and he did that. So the Jinx's KDA isn't that great, but still did 30k damage. Jarvan was just always there, making sure she didn't drop behind. So yeah, I would definitely go with Asuka for this one. A really good Jarvan game.
Yep, and I think with that out of the way, no more discussion. We should be jumping into our next game very shortly because I think 3 minutes and we'll be on schedule. So MMA got to group themselves together. Jupai's got to group themselves together as well and find out how they're gonna win the rest of the season after that loss to Destiny. We'll see if we can cook something up here and continue to win. But yeah, the rest of the season definitely looking spicy. The top teams starting to show up here. Fishing Esports picking up a win, Destiny picking up a win. Hopefully, GPs can book up a win. Otherwise, we're looking pretty weak into the second half of the season, and anything is up for grabs at that point. First seed is definitely in contention for a lot of teams, but we'll see how we go next game, and hopefully, you'll have someone to cast with you, James.
Yeah, well, good luck. Hope it goes well
Yeah,
for you.
all good. I'll be signing out, guys. I'll leave you to it. Peace.
See ya.
Test 1 2. Test 1 2.
Yo.
How do I sound, James?
You sound like a little bit far, but it's not like terrible.
Can you test on? Sorry, I'm talking to Liam. Can you test on stream? Sorry, I'm like in a 3D environment.
Be afraid of me.
Your mic is okay. It's not good. It's not terrible.
You know how I'm doing this, guys? I'm doing it from my phone. Headset connected to phone, send it. But I do sound pretty bad. But I sound okay enough. Anyway, how you going, James?
I'm good. Feeling good after winning a game. So happy to cast some games. I mean, last game was pretty entertaining. I don't know if you got to see it, but it was a good game to watch.
It was, and you did have a good win earlier in the night.
I don't need more enemies.
How does Kaiser feel? Kaiser feel good?
I think in that situation, Kaiser's really good. I don't think Kaiser's a good champion, but the enemy team had no real lockdown. We had a full dive comp, so R5 Kaiser was the pick. I'm happy it worked. It's good for us in the standings. I was a bit worried. I thought we might drop down a bit. Might be a hard game. Speaking of Kaiser, Kaiser is first
Yeah,
pick by MMA.
you have inspired people.
Yeah, I mean, I'm interested to see a blind. I don't, as I said, I don't think it's that strong, but we'll see. It is pretty easy to counter it. Any sort of lockdown, any sort of like short range damage, like Draven Zaya wins pretty easily versus it. But we'll see how it goes. See the Lux over. I assume it's a troll. Not bad. They're actually locking in Lux, taking that one away from Rune, and they're just gonna play for the early Kate Lux rotation, which, as I said, is a counter to Kai'Sa. Kai'Sa can't really touch them in that lane. Way too short range. Just gets poked out pretty much for free. So definitely rough, but maybe time to time can farm up. Once it gets to the later parts of the game, the Kai'Sa is fine, but early it is really easy for this Caitlyn Lux, who are able to just poke down the lane, take plates, rotate around the map.
All right. If you were the Kaiser in this position, which ADC would you want to have in this situation?
Like who would I want to
Oh,
play?
which
instead of
support?
Kai'Sa?
Sorry.
Oh, it's support. I mean, it has to be lockdown. Like you have to play something that can just full dive on them. Something like the Nautilus, something like Rel, something like Blitzcrank, Thresh. Any sort of hook champion that just like isolates one of them and is able to burst is really good.
Mm.
I'd like to see Nautilus here, along with the Rek'Sai, has a lot of dive potential onto the Caitlyn, who, even with the net, still a little bit immobile. So definitely some possibilities here in the bot lane, but Caitlyn Lux in general is gonna feel pretty safe in this one.
Yeah. And we do have, like you said, the Nautilus locked in. Rek'Sai, not super meta, but is a pretty good ganker nonetheless and a decent bruiser. But we do have Skarner being locked in. He did get a little buff. It's interesting to see what will occur from this.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of Soul, a lot of Skarner and solo queue. I think with the buff, he's definitely picked up a lot of priority. Even in LCK and LPL, it was already a pretty popular champion, but now with the buffs as well, just really good, so tanky, has a really fast clear speed, so much CC, able to lock down this Kai'Sa. So yeah, not a
Yeah,
bad
and
pick.
just playing with the Skarner, sorry. It's just the normal gank routes out of the window because he can come out nowhere now. So it's a bit
Yeah,
rough.
that champion is really hard to predict, really hard to lock down, really hard to track where he's going. So a good blind pick. Oh, actually not blind, it's indirect. So I'm not sure exactly the jungle matchup, but I assume Skarner's not going to have any real issues here.
Yeah, and I guess that they can always flex the Lux, like you mentioned before. So we'll just have to see the last ban is for Chupies and MMA. But based off how the last game went, how do you think MMA can pick it up from the previous?
I mean, I think as players, MMA is pretty good. I think their draft really hindered them. They didn't really have any real damage. They're really AP heavy. So again, I think they need to work on their draft. I think it's a good start to the draft. Hopefully,
I'd rather be home.
hopefully they can pick up some more damage because they are lacking a little bit here. A lot of mid lanes banned out. Aurora gone, Hui gone, Rune's Vel'Koz is gone.
Mm. I wouldn't mind seeing a potential Galio in this game with a carry top of some kind, but just have to see how draft comes about.
See, blind Syndra, I didn't want to say it, but Syndra, I think, is the most broken mid laner on the patch right now.
Oh, Storm Surge, yes, of course,
Yeah,
of
the buffs on
course.
Storm Surge, stuff like Syndra, stuff like Oriana, any of these AP mages is really strong. So, blindable, Syndra, it doesn't really have any major counters in the mid lane other than like stuff like Zed, but not that realistic here. They're just going to pick the Lissandra, who does struggle a fair bit into the Syndra. So I'm not. How do you feel about Lissandra into Syndra? From my knowledge, it's not the best.
Not the best counter pick. I wouldn't call it a counter pick at all. But I can see what MMA are thinking in terms of team fight and such. But this only works if Rek'Sai initially engages, or else Lissandra would just get caught out every time.
Yeah, they are playing pretty heavily on the dive, and then we see an Olaf R5 from GPs, which is
Oh,
really good. The enemy has so much CC, they don't have that much of a real front line, so Olaf with his ultimate, it's going to be hard to shut him down when he's just running at your Kai'Sa.
yeah, he's a pretty good pick in terms of if he doesn't fall behind, then he becomes a bot, in my opinion. But he still gets the job done. So, but I'm really interested in this Syndra and Lissandra matchup
Yeah,
because I think Lissandra got a small buff, then the buff got taken away because she got
Yep.
broke for a little bit, I believe.
Yep.
But yeah, like you said, Syndra super broke, #1 pick in solo queue, 55% win rate, just really strong.
Yeah, I think I definitely like the draft from GPs. Overall, they have so much damage. They have a really good front line with this Kara. They have a fair bit of CC to lock down this Kai'Sa. So yeah, I mean, it's gonna be really hard. MMA has to play their dive perfectly. They have to look for this Caitlyn, look for this Locks, but with the Olaf, who just negates the CC, a lot of disengage with the Syndra, shields coming out of the Locks. It's gonna be really hard for them to look for any picks here.
I think MMA's win angle's honestly Trundle on the side lane based off how draft went. So try to get this Trundle ahead or prior on the side lane because I don't see him running at this Syndra or this Lux without taking a heap of damage. So
Yeah, I don't really understand the R5 Trundle. Like,
yeah, it has
it's
to be
really
super side
struggles.
lane.
It struggles, as you said, it struggles into the really long range NCC of the enemy comp. So I guess they are just playing side lane. But even then, the Olaf pretty strong on the side lane. I think it's not like Trundle's going to be able to completely bully him out.
No, and especially with what's that old rune? Lethal Tempo gone.
Yep.
Poor Trundle. So now he's got PTA or Fleet. I don't know what he's going to run into this matchup, really. Probably PTA, I would imagine. Safe option.
So yeah, I mean, not the strongest split pusher, and their team fight is really hard to pull off. If they do get this CC out of the Nautilus and the Lissandra, they can burst somebody, but if they don't instantly kill somebody, I think 5v5s are just going to be really hard for them.
Yeah, I would have liked to seen the Jackson Alpha or something like that. But I guess they commit to the Trundle. But yeah, like you said, Jupai's composition looking pretty clean. Liam Blade Exa had a rough mid lane game against DST last time. But hopefully he's rustled some feathers and he's back in form of some sort.
Yeah, I think he's back on more comfort now with the AP mage scaling. I think all of GPs is back to comfort here. Dirty Gator. Look, Caitlyn is his most played. Gets so much pressure along with the luck stream to meme. He's
Oh
really
yeah,
one of these AP
so
mages.
yeah, I understand that. You being the Caitlyn player yourself that took my team out, what do you think Caitlyn's going to build in this game?
I mean, it just depends on how the lane goes. The enemy is really squishy. I could see Collector coming in here if they're able to snowball Collector into an IE, into a rapid fire, and just pretty untouchable. Bloodthirster early used to be good, but after the nerfs, that item is not very good anymore.
Yeah, not
They like completely
prior.
gutted it.
Mika05. This is the third game, last game. MMA kind of need this win, or else they're kind of out. So it's kind of the previous game was do or die for them, but now they've just got to win and hope other teams lose.
Yeah,
So-
I think even if they win this, there's a chance they don't make it. They're relying on other teams' results. So they definitely got the work cut out for them versus the top team. Must-win game. Their drafts really hard to play. So see if they're able to do anything here.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit rough for them coming up against the last year champs. And Destiny has shown they can be beaten if Jupies are a bit lazy in practice. But if we're going to see clean Jupies in this game, this will probably be like a 25, 30-minute game, unless this Rek'Sai snowballs super hard with Kaiser. And even
Yeah.
then, it'll be a bit tough.
Yeah, GPs definitely has the kind of comp that can just snowball really hard, especially with Caitlyn Lux. I expect to see both junglers playing around the bot side or left trundle. Not much going to be happening over there. So both junglers trying to get their bot side ahead, but Rek'Sai is going to struggle pre-6 without the Nautilus. There's not that much lockdown. So if Caitlyn
Yeah.
Lux are able to navigate the first 6 levels, they're able to push in, it's going to be really hard to shut them down.
It is, but Lissandra's good at setting up the gankers, so hopefully we'll be able to see some of that. But nonetheless, Kled the Sped going all in with Ignite PTA, so we're going to see some early game shenanigans.
Oh my.
Oh
Spectator has
no.
crashed.
Does that mean everyone's crashed? I'll try to reconnect. I'll give it a sec. Apologies, viewers. We're going to find out in a second. Are you reconnecting as well, Cribdus?
It's trying to. I don't think it's working. We'll see.
Oh, rough one. I'm just thinking, like, do we let him play or do we restart the whole thing?
Having some issues in game as well, so maybe that's causing spectator issues.
Yeah, most likely.
They're long. Well, my
And you're still reconnecting yourself.
Yeah.
It looks like the top is DC'd, which failed our spectator connect.
mine's working now. I'm in the game.
Oh, good.
So
That
it
means
should
I
work
can get in.
eventually. Yep.
Alright, very nice. Alright. I guess that gives me a bit of time to clean up. But what are your thoughts on Alpha Kaisha's rune, everybody?
What does he have? Grasp. I do not know. I don't know. Scotter's. Is that normal?
Nah, that's not normal. I'm just trying to figure out how he's going to proc grasp without an opponent. All right, well, maybe he's giving himself a challenge. Who knows? So for all the spectators out there, this will be about a 3-minute delay till the unpause happens.
Try and talk about drafts, I guess. We've already said most of it, but looking at runes, nothing too far out of the ordinary. We see Gator has gone for first strike. He's going to be building lethality. Not a fan, don't like it. But he is a firm believer that it's good. There's a few highlight Caitlyn players are building it. There's just so much damage. You can one-shot people, and into the enemy squishing team comp, it can work. He just needs to make sure that he doesn't fall behind early. Otherwise, the lethality definitely struggles a lot.
Yeah, it does. Dirty Gator first strike though, like you mentioned, it's a bit unorthodox, I would say, unless he's gonna auto attack the opponent every time he gets a chance. Then again, it is a Caitlyn lane. But besides that, yeah, it's just gonna be a delay. I guess we can talk about the current standings. I would imagine the chat's gone off a little bit, Vanguard issues and spyware and all that usual stuff. But based off the current standing, James, where do you think your team's gonna finish?
It depends how Destiny goes, because Destiny only just played their 9th game. My team just played our 11th, so we only have one more game. If we win next week, I mean, I think we have a chance of coming second, third.
Yeah.
I think MMA is probably out of it after this week, but we'll see. ADA is going to struggle as well. So I think the top 4 is pretty locked in. I think GPs should secure first.
Yeah.
And then second or third, I'd say Ultimate 4 Fishing, and then Destiny 4th place. That's my prediction for the standings right now.
Nice. And I guess Destiny do have a few games left, and I guess we're one of those games.
Yeah,
and I
just
guess we're
depends.
versing Jupies and MMA at the end. So
It's still really up for grabs for anyone. I think even first place isn't completely secured. I think if GPs win this, they pretty much lock themselves in for first place. But I think second to 5th is all pretty up for grabs still.
yeah, definitely. Because we dropped 1 to ADA, so that gives them a better chance to succeed. But now we finally have Kled connected, which is good. All right.
And there we go. We are finally starting in the game. MMA versus GPs. Last game of the night.
Yes, last game of the night, and we are starting at 30. Apologies, viewers, but it is what it is. Well, you never know. Jupies could set a new record. So I believe the current record's about 1755, if I remember.
It's something like that. This is definitely a comp that they can do it on. We'll see if MMA are able to recuperate their losses, get back together after that defeat against Destiny, and try and perform a bit better. I like their draft more. I think Trundle is a bit of a weird pick, but if they are able to get picks, they have so much lockdown with the Nautilus, with the Lysandra, with the Rek'Sai, so there's definitely some avenues for them to be able to pull off some leads here.
That's true. A bit of a hook there for Sai, but he misses, unfortunately. But I'm just going to see how much this Syndra actually does once she rushes Storm Surge or Ludens. I think it's one or the other. So we'll just have to see which one Blade rushes. Alpha Occasion ever procking Grasp until he gets to lane. So maybe he's going to camp top. Maybe that's a strat. Keep procking Grasp in lane.
Nothing happening level 1. See, they are looking for deep vision, but not going to drop the ward. Skarner just going to walk Lysandra out of the jungle. Everyone's starting normally. No wards really dropped. Looks like Skarner starting on the red. Both teams starting red, pathing towards top. Rek'Sai can look for an early level 2, level 3 gank on Caitlyn Lux if they do overextend, but it is a little bit difficult without the Nautilus ultimate.
That's true. And I do want to see a bit of confidence coming out from Rune and Happy Big Dim Sim from MMA. Try to expose the Syndra a little early. They do have the means to gank really well. But it's going to be pretty much a lull period till one of these fellas ganks.
See, Rek'Sai does go from his red to chickens. We'll see if he does go towards Krogs and towards bot, or if he's just going to continue popping up. He's going to go towards his Krug, so a possibility for a gank bot lane here. We see Caitlyn Lux is going to be pushing up by default, so there's definitely an option here.
Oh, one more auto or ignite. Nah, he doesn't go for it. Does get the ghost though. Alright, Jupais have warded early, so this must be a lane gank unless Jupais are right at the turret.
Yeah, I mean, I think the wave is going to crash on the turret. We'll see if they do know that it's warded or not. Looks like they don't know if the GP is able to walk away pretty much for free. Nothing going to happen there.
Yep, and pretty classic Jupais right there. They did drop a ward down at his chickens. So they knew that that was cleared, so that was a possibility. So pretty classic stuff coming out from Jupai's Angels. Oh, is he going to commit the flash? No.
He is going to flash.
Yes, he is! He's going to walk out.
There, like, not very good for MMA at all. They burn the Rek'Sai flash. Liam walks out. They are looking at the bot lane. Gator is caught out. And they're
dead. They can get a double here if Dirty Gator's not careful. He's only level 2. He's trying to...
Probably going to have to burn flash here.
Alright, Sai, you got the hook come up in 1 second. Oh, time! Oh, dead. He should have just committed the flash onto Gator.
They know that they should know that Scarlet's pathing towards the bot as well, so definitely an overextend. They could have taken the cover Lux, disengaged, or after the Caitlyn flash, but chased a bit too far. Alpha Arcadia, nice timing for you to come and pick up that kill for free.
Yeah, just a special delivery, and MMA's eyes got a bit big there. But we do have Happy Big Dim Sim cleaning up his top side nearly, looking for another gank onto Blade, but he does have flash.
He's gonna waste it on the nice flash from Syndra against the
Alright,
he
will get the flash out.
A nice engage from Rune, but they unfortunately don't have the follow-up damage. They didn't burn Blade X's flash in the last fight, so he's gonna be able to flash out, TP back to lane for free. Not gonna miss anything there.
Yeah, they need to dodge that Syndra stun to make it work. If not, then that's gonna happen.
TP back and just kill him for free.
And he went Dark Seal as well. What a Giga Chat.
Yeah, that's not the start that everybody's looking for. The jungler's fallen behind, he's died, he's down camps to the Skarner.
As much as we hate Blade X Frog Spotter, he does tend to give a kill or two early, then he speeds up from there. But now the opposite has happened.
Yeah, I mean, he's really, as you said, picked up the Dark Seal, gets a free 2 stacks, TP's back to lane, is in a really good state here. The enemy mid laner has no subs, he does have a freeze as well, so they are looking bot lane though. Skarner not be able to do much. It's a bit of a chunk. On took the time behind.
Yeah, now I think Happy Big Dim Sim is really going to struggle, even with Alpha Arcadia taking grasp and the jungle matchup. They really need to get a lead somewhere. If it's the Kai'Sa, the Trundle, or the Lissandra, it should be the Kai'Sa technically, but we're going to see if they have the foresight to do that.
Yeah, well, Kai'Sa definitely needs to get ahead, but the blind Kai'Sa is just really struggling here. Doesn't have the range to match any of the Caitlyn Lux damage, just struggling to even farm. We see they're looking for the dive top, is just going to walk him down. The flash is burns.
The Ignite diff!
He gets the
and he
kill,
lit.
Oh,
5 HP was the diff. Alright, here we go.
Not going to be able to pick up. He does pick up.
Nah, he should die, but he gets the trade. So, big brain coming out of Blade XR, able to land the ult and the long range stun onto Rune, and Rune falls there.
Yeah, Blade XR caught out. Luckily, he's going to be able to turn around and get the 1-for-1 trade, but does die, but junglers were there to try and help. but pretty even outcome with it. Looking on time behind, does burn the cleanse, is able to walk out, but again, the Caitlyn Lux just has so much pick possibility that he's going to have to burn the cleanse right before the dragon fight, so really easy to kill this Kai'Sa now. No Psalms, no level 6.
Alright, so really probably got a bit of a revenge kill against Kled the sped back then. But out for occasion. But he's a swing and a miss there from the Jupai's jungler, but we do have a trade of objectives. But I think Skarn has been scared off the grubs, so there is a small possibility of a rotate coming out from MMA. But we're going to see how quickly they take this mountain.
I'm surprised that GPs are getting this dragon. Usually Caitlyn Lux, the whole game plan is to keep them ahead, have bot prior, make sure they get to do whatever they want, but they actually lost prior, they're holding a freeze, they're going to lose dragon, even though they just burned the Kai'Sa cleanse, so I'm surprised to see Skarner looking top. He's not able to get a kill, he's not able to get the grubs as of yet. He's going to start it now, but this does leave his bot lane very vulnerable to be dove. I think Rex, I can definitely look for a dive here.
Yep, and we're going to see if they can actually do that. Rek'Sai should get level 6 off this camp, if I'm right. Unless he needs to take his wolves as well to do so. I would like to see this Lissandra roam a bit.
Yeah, the Caitlyn Lux really overextended. Rek'Sai is behind, able to look for it. Both summons available on Caitlyn, but nice flash, nice follow-up coming out of the Nautilus. And yeah, it's a free kill. Like, they get the 2 grubs topside, but they lose dragon, and they give up the early Kate Lux barrier, which is not what you want to be doing.
Yeah, and unfortunately the kill went to the Rek'Sai, but I guess if you want to snowball the game more quickly, I guess Rek'Sai would be the right person to take some early kills here or there.
I'm going to keep looking top, but not much lockdown available. They have Skarner ult, but is he going to look for it? He's going to look for it. Pulls him away. No flash on the Trundle.
Alright, he's just going to steal his stats and walk out. Not quite. Hey, there's the grasp. Yeah, Alpha Arcasia. Oh, love it. Oh, whoa, okay.
Jungle and support are going to be there. He's just going to die. He turns around, ults, not
no way.
Oh. The Lux ult is there to pick it up.
He's too slow.
2v2 in the mid lane. Both supports, both junglers. GPs definitely have the edge here. Rek'Sai is going to chunk down.
Lux does have early game damage.
But it looks like they're just going to walk out 1-for-1 trade in the mid lane. A second time, Blade X gets caught out way too far, but has so much damage that he's just able to turn around and just
I'm not gonna call that Syndra Stun pixel perfect predicting Rune's flash. We'll have to look at the replay later, but that was pretty clean. But the ult still went off for Lissandra though. A nice trade.
Lane's going back to normal after that one. We see 1,500 gold lead for GPs. They have a big lead in the top, big lane, mid lane. Bot's pretty even, but solo lane's going really well for GPs. I think Skarner just needs to play bot side and make sure that his Caitlyn's able to get the lead that she wants as well. Looks like she's looking for that to collect the first item.
Yeah, and Kled actually struggling in this matchup into the Olaf, even taking Ignite PTA. But I wish this Kate and Lux would push a bit more, pressure some plates. But I guess they're playing it relatively safe. Yeah, they're backing off before there's even a chance.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised to see like they heavily wanted this Caitlyn Lux and they're just not playing around it. I guess it's okay because solo lane's winning, but as I say that, they are looking bot for the Nautilus, has no flash, but the Lux binding not going to connect.
Alright, Kled's going to die here, unfortunately. Oh, nice Skarner ult, but nothing's going to happen to it. Time to Heim should ult out, but he does get knocked out by the snare. Alpha Arcadia does take the tower, but not quite enough damage to kill Sai on the Nautilus from Dirty Gator. Survives on 50 HE.
I didn't see the play in the top lane, but yeah, Kled spent dying solo, and then while that's happening, Skarner looking on the bot side, hits the nice 2-man suppression. Blade X are looking mid now as well.
He's dead.
Not going to burn the ult. Lissandra does have the ult available, so Syndra not going to look for it, but yeah, all 3 lanes going well for GPs right now.
Brilliant Polio is a rich man taking all those plates on the top side. So he's probably going to be 1 item and a half or 1 item completed boots.
Yeah, there's a stride breaker now, has the cloth armor as well. as we said, this Olaf is gonna have a pretty easy time into the enemy drafts, but now that he's accelerated so much, it's just gonna be impossible for this Olaf to get locked down. He's just gonna have such an easy time walking down the carries on MMA.
Yeah, he can walk down this Trundle whenever he wants, technically, with the items he has. But I guess he's just going to wait for the ult. Should be able to turn it right now.
Yeah.
Does burn the
Oh,
ignite.
that's not the flash that Clippersburg was looking for. He wanted the flash Q, but he flashes not far enough. Oh, DC's the game.
Oh, wow.
Fight in the mid lane, no flash from Alessandro. He's just gonna die here. The assist coming in from the Lux ultimate. And Rune just unfortunately falling behind, doesn't have the TP. Is gonna lose his life and lose this next wave here.
Yeah, and that's just unfortunate. Picking Lysandra into Syndra and Trundle into Olaf, your solo laners are definitely going to struggle. And maybe that's why Dirty Gate and Dream to Meme in the bot lane are just chilling.
Yeah, they're gonna give away the second dragon though, so it's looking bad for MMA, but if there is one positive, this is gonna be their second dragon. We'll see what the soul point is. Maybe they are able to flip a soul. It is going to be the dragon, Infernal Dragon, so definitely helps with their burst potential. So if they're able to pick up 2 more, maybe they have an avenue back into the game with the Infernal Soul. But it's gonna be hard to contest any more dragons because they are just really losing.
Alright, so Cled's saying his internet is meh at the moment. Maybe we'll explain the tower dive, who knows? But I guess Blade X's Chinese spyware DDoS technology is working. But this is my first time casting on a mobile phone, so I have to like speak really, really loud into this mic.
A bit of a scuff stream today, but it happens.
Yeah, I gotta probably look at everything and just start from the ground up. See what's going on with this soundboard and the sound card and all that. Because it was like a Matrix echo for the entirety of the stream, just about. But being an 80 carrier player yourself, who do you think are the top 3 80 carries at the moment?
Top 3 carries. Well, I'm the best by far, obviously.
Oh, champions.
Oh, other players. I thought it was me.
Oh, we can do both.
Top 3 champions. I think Jinx is number 1 right now by far.
Yep.
I think the champion's really strong with the lethality build. I think.
And that attack speed buff is ridiculous.
I think Ziggs is really strong as well, because Ziggs does counter the meta. And then number 3, I'd probably go with Jhin. It's any sort of like late game scaling with lots of range is really strong right now. So I'd say Jhin, Jinx, and then Ziggs is a really good answer to those 2. So it also pops up in the meta. So for Worlds, I'm expecting a lot of Jhin, Ashe, maybe Ziggs, Jinx.
Yeah, I think the Ziggs nerfs weren't quite enough to push him out. But he probably will be a decent pick here or there in second rotation, unless they... I don't see him at mid at all, though. But yeah, bot for sure.
I mean, it is technically a flex mid lane, but I think with the reintroduction of other AP mages, I don't think Ziggs has as easy of a time. He can counter the ADC mids, but if it's stuff like Syndra or Oriana coming back into the meta, I think he's pretty cemented down there in the bot lane.
Yeah, and now you've named the 3 champions. How about players, I suppose?
Best ADCs in Avatar. Me, I'd say Gator is, and then let me look. Number 3, I mean, it's probably I don't know. I'd say they're the top.
He did
3.
have a decent game before, didn't he? So
Yeah, he did play well. And then for your team, you guys don't really have like a set ADC, so it's hard to make a judgment there. Your team's role.
yeah, I suppose there was a swaps. But On Fleek was a good ADC at the time for sure. And Ezra's had a couple of pop-off games here and there. But for consistency, yeah, your top 3 solid. It'd probably be a toss-up between Ardmona and Ezra. I'd say, in my opinion, Ezra probably has the edge, but will need to play a bit more games to have some sort of what's it called, data to back up his best AD carry comp.
Yeah, I haven't seen enough of him on ADC to make a comment. I've only seen him
Yeah.
play Zoya, and I won't comment on that.
All right, so let's just go with best players in the comp, top 3, top 5. What do you think?
Top 3 players in the comp. Okay, that's a tough one. I'm gonna say me number 1. I'm gonna say.
I just want to
Liam
see how
number
your
2.
brain works.
I think Liam's still number 2. I think he's struggled a little bit, but I think he's been playing for fun. Like he was playing Cork.
He's been chilling.
Up to Fizz level 1. I don't think he's tryharding. I think if Liam gets back into form, which I think GPs has been, I've seen them scrimming most days of the week. So
Yep.
I think with that, I think Liam is probably number 2 in the comp. Number 3, I mean, if you just ask me like without knowing what's happened, I'd say Junior Burgers. I think he's a really, really good player, but he has been struggling a fair bit on 88, not able to solo carry any game. So number 3, probably Prodigium, I would say.
He is the cornerstone of Destiny, I suppose.
I think if he's playing mid lane, I think he's definitely not as good. He struggles a bit there, but if he's playing support, I'd put him up there. And
Nice.
fourth, I'd put you up there. I think if you had more champions, you would be higher on the list. I think with
That's
your
what I'm
champion
working on.
pool, I'd put you number 4 because it's a little bit too easy to ban Renekton and Diana Malphite.
I honestly think my Renekton and Diana are super, super high elo, but if it gets banned, it is what it is, what it is.
Yeah, your Wukong was good though. That Wukong mid surprised me. You got really fed in that game against us.
Yeah, he can snowball really well, and he can get prior in lane with grasp, or if he goes conk or whatever. But it is more of a top lane pick, obvious. But I wanted to check it mid,
I think
and it
went
did
well.
okay.
I think you just dropped a bit too much CS for roaming, so even with the kills, your XP.
Yeah,
suffered a little bit. You
experience
weren't able
and
to snowball
minions.
enough
Yeah.
late game. Yeah, I mean it was a good pick. And then if I have to find a number 5, let me think. I'm trying to think of who else plays. I'm probably.
Would you put any warped players into that discussion, or because they're gone, they're gone?
I never got to verse walked, so it's hard to say any of them. I don't know. Number 5, I'd probably say my jungler and CC for J. I think he's really good.
Hey, Dana.
Donna he's a little bit of a one trick. I think his Wukong is better than his other champions. He plays too much Wukong. Like he'll tell you I'm not a fan of Wukong. I tell him to never pick it, but he picks it, it works, so I can't complain. It looked really good today.
It's very strong in the skirmish team fights. It can only do so much unless you're big.
I think it's a good pick, but I don't think it's like a tier 1.
I think it's like an A tier pick, not an S tier pick.
Yeah, it's not S tier first pick Wukong, but he insists on it. He makes it work, especially today. So I can't complain too much. We're gonna
Yeah,
run
well,
out
his
of pause
Jarvan's
time
not
this
too
game.
bad. His Jarvan's alright.
We only have 18 minutes left to pause before the game just cancels. So
Yeah, I mean, if they're just gonna FF like this, then so be it. But I'm assuming they're trying to get connected, of course.
hopefully they can fix it, but I mean, they are going to really struggle even if they do get back in the game. They are playing a pretty heavy dive comp, and they are down 5,000 gold at 13 minutes. So it's I don't know what's harder, coming back into the game or connecting to it. I don't know.
Yeah, well, he did say internet issues. Hopefully, he is buying data for his phone or trying to suss something out. But nevertheless, I guess I'll probably learn more champions to become best player in the comp. I guess that is something I should do, actually.
How do you feel about your team's chances for making like finals? Or are you worried at all? Are you worried about not making top 4?
I'll just make predictions, I suppose. So we got 3 matches left.
Yep.
We versus Destiny. I think we're slight favorites. We'll just have to see how their game goes. Jupies, if they're in form, we'll probably make it a long game, then win or lose. But Jupies are Jupies, so they may win, or they probably will win. But we'll give them a good fight, I reckon. And MMA, we're favorites versus MMA, and hopefully they don't get discouraged after tonight. So we'll just have to see how the comp goes. So based off that, I'm going to go 2 extra wins, so probably 2nd or 3rd seed, depending how you guys go.
Well, I think if you guys win 2, you're guaranteed 2nd because we've only got 1 more game. We've already played 11, so.
But your
6
final
and 5.
game.
Yeah, we're versus Destiny for our last game.
Hey, there we go.
That should be
Are
a
you going to
big one.
deny Destiny top 4 and ADA get in?
I mean, I'd like to think we beat Destiny. We always beat Destiny in the scrims.
Always.
Tournaments, but I mean, as we know from last year with Channel Number 5, we beat Destiny easily the whole year, and then we get to semifinals and they just stomped us. So I don't know. Destiny's one of the teams that like they can look really good or they can look really bad, just depending on the day.
Yeah. I mean, they are going to use a new player mid when we verse them because one of their players is on the holidays and their sub is not available. So just
they
for
have
full
Braden, yeah.
disclosure, BRDN or Braden will be playing mid for Destiny and then for the next game or 2, I believe.
Yeah, I think 2 games. So I think with him, I think Destiny's definitely a lot stronger. No offense to
I wonder what he's
Byron,
like mid though.
I haven't seen his mid, but from what I've seen of his jungler, he's got pretty good macro. He knows what he's doing. So I think it's definitely an upgrade with him coming into the team.
I don't know. Freaking Byron's Fizz took out Blade though.
That took me out
Nah,
in
I
scrims
digress.
as well. I lost to the Fizz in scrims, so I don't know. Maybe Fizz is just
I don't
a
know
good
how
champion.
people lose to that champion, but I guess if you're not practice, then yeah,
Well,
you can underestimate it.
Well, I beat
Because
the
you don't
Fizz
play
in
against
lane.
it a lot.
I beat the Fizz in lane, and then suddenly I look bot, and he's triple killed my team. And it's like, oh, the Fizz is strong.
Oh
now, I guess.
wow, 1K gold.
So yeah, I mean, I think Destiny should make top 4, even with the sub. I don't think they'll have any issues.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, he's a super snowbally champ for sure. But I guess my main pick does counter him in a way, so I never have a problem with him. So, well, we got 14 minutes left, and I guess just for the viewers, if MMA do not connect back to this game, we'll have to make a decision who is the winner. So it's the team that's ahead, obviously, but we'll just have to see and hope MMA connect to the game. We might as well talk about Worlds, eh?
Yeah, I mean, if we're desperate, we can go to Worlds. So Pick'ems just came out. Have you done your Pick'ems yet?
Nah, not yet. I was gonna do them after this.
Oh, as we say that, like extra in chat, who do I choose for my
All
Worlds
right,
Pick'ems?
all right. Who do you think's gonna win Worlds this year? We might as well do the obvious one.
I think HLE's gonna win Worlds.
Hey, Hanwha
I
Live,
think Hanwha Live.
Zeka for the win.
I think Vipers looked really good. I think Zeka looked really good into Trophy in that series. I'm not sure how Zeka's going to go with it going back to the AP Mage meta. He's not the best of those champions, but I don't know. I have faith in Hanwha Live.
Oh, I wish I could do him now, bubble mixtape, but someone connected.
We're back in game. Well,
All right, Blade, if you're listening to the stream, who's your Worlds pick'em since you brought it up? I'm guessing.
I think for favorites, I think BLG's probably the favorites to actually win.
Oh,
BLG's
okay.
look really good. I think if it's not them, I would say T1, honestly.
Yeah, T1, the choo-choo train starts up.
T1 looked really bad in qualifying. Like they went 3 games against M1 and then they won the 4th game against who was it? It was
I don't know
KT.
why. But like, yeah, I understand T1 is T1.
Yeah, they
I
look
mean-
bad, but like it doesn't matter. It's a Worlds. They're gonna perform. It's like Gen G. Gen G is the most dominant team in LCK by far, but they get to Worlds and they just choke.
Yeah.
Oh, we're back in.
Anyway,
game.
we're back in the game.
Oh my god.
And I'm going to have a sneaky prediction for Worlds. For some reason, I think G2 is going to get out of groups and make it to semis. TL will make quarters
I don't think
and
there's
lose.
groups. Is it? Isn't it the same as last year? It's the Swiss stage. I don't think there's groups.
Oh yeah, sorry, sweets.
Every
I
team
mean,
has
sorry,
to
bracket stage.
Yeah. I would agree. I think GT has a strong chance. They've looked dominant.
I think Caps has had enough and needs to prove himself once for all. But anyway, let's get back into the game. Like Prodigium says, next tier esports all the way. But after a 15-minute break, we're finally back in. Hopefully people have had a small break.
Some
Some
water
water.
out here is gonna die. No, Kai's
Nah.
gonna block it. I'm gonna walk away. But yeah, it is. It is
Oh.
9 o'clock already. And we're 15 minutes into game 3.
That's true. Oh god, here we go. Oh, Rune's not quick enough on the R button. And Blade Xer gets out. Oh, I have to pick him. He's gonna die. Oh, he dodges the last orb. It's beautiful. Ah! Oh, so close. Nice re-engage from Rune, but they did have to blow both flashes for that. Oh, out for Arcasia. He's like, give me that grass proc, baby. Here we go.
Definitely a chaotic game. We have 17 minutes. 17 kills at 14 minutes. It's hard to really talk that much when there's constant fighting, but
I think Jupai's deaths are calculated, and I think MMA has just got to pray they calculate more.
yeah, I mean, Blade X had 3 deaths in 15 minutes, not the greatest, but Rune has.
He
died
is
4
getting
times,
ganked quite a lot.
Yeah, he's not that upset with it. He's still farming pretty decently. Everyone's winning, so not too
Yeah, I
concerned.
think Brilliant Poly on the top lane, big Giga Chad right now on Kled the Sped.
Yeah, but it was prey. You see, after Arcasia, just able to walk in to Amy jungle for free, takes blue buff, takes the Herald, and all left just gets the wolves for free. So there's really nothing that MMA could do to contest topside, but their mid's also losing and they're behind bot. So it's really hard for the Rexer, who did pick up 3 kills. It's hard for him to actually do much with it at all.
Bit of a sneaky one there from Kled the Sped. But honestly, they should send 4 bot right now. They should send 4 bot right now when the wave crashes.
I think they should definitely be diving on this camera. I think Nautilus and Rexer
Oh
are
god.
there, but they're not pulling the trigger. Mid
No,
again,
they're
fighting.
not. Ooh! It's decent.
Fight with 1 health, nobody's just gonna die on this wave.
Oh god. Rune, you're gonna die, my boy.
Nice scan of the week by the Sinjar, picks up Rune, who overextended, trying to protect the 1 health turret.
Oh god.
Nautilus goes
It's
the
a
wrong
level
way.
6 Nautilus.
I don't think
Get those grass procs.
maybe
Oh wait, is this a shutdown?
Doesn't have the damage, isn't able to ult Kai'Sa.
Is he gonna
Super
kill
is walking
Kai'Sa?
in. Kai'Sa ult flashes out, Rexer now ulting in onto the Skarner. The Skarner
Oh,
is
it's not
taking
no
no damage ever, gets the heal from the locks. Walks
Kled
out for
is
free,
here to
Trundle's
save the
here.
day, and
Tries
he's
to
gonna
find him,
die.
enemy red buff, and he dies. Yeah. If I've been finding an enemy red buff in 16 minutes, I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, I think it's just one of those games where Kled wanted to be a part of the game, and then he got shut out.
Those teams have been bored in the force, so now they're just fighting. They're gonna get it out. Kai'Sa here is walking back to turret. We'll see if they can actually dive it. They don't have the Skarner ultimate available, but
Bit of a mistake.
sitting in Kai'Sa.
He lands one more auto.
Can we get the Caitlyn ult? Doesn't have
Dead.
Collector yet, not enough
Ooh.
damage. But Blade Xer picks that one up for free. Nice TP down, able to get the bot turret for that. Moon is coming down, but I don't think there's much she can do here. She's just gonna walk back to mid lane now, gonna herald bot lane, get full prio, and look for vision in the enemy bot side just before this dragon comes up.
Yeah, and that's just one of the caveats of picking Lissandra, right? You can only do so much. Your utility and setup, and if you fall behind like this, it's just really rough for MMA to find any sort of counterpunch.
You got this dragon for free. I don't think Rek'Sai's gonna be able to do much to contest it. He's in the area, but he's just gonna walk away and give that dragon over to GP. So there goes the Infernal Soul win con I was talking about. They're gonna give that one up. Now they're down 7k gold, 3 losing lanes. They lost all their outer turrets.
That's true.
It's gonna be really hard for MMA to come back. It'll take a minute.
Yeah. I mean, class is the only way back in my opinion. And even then, it's too tough, I think.
Kai's is like damage with the static shift. I'm not a fan of it. She's going static shift into the rage blade, which just doesn't provide much damage early game, especially if she's this far behind.
And Blade X are not liking Storm Surge, or he doesn't know. It's one of the two.
Yeah, I'm
Assuming he just wants to pop someone. But that's what Storm Surge does, anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I was expecting to see its second item, but opts for the Shadow Flame instead, which is interesting considering the enemy team has no...
I guess he wants to do true damage. Most likely. And then again, Shadow Flame's pretty standard for the entirety of patch 14 anyway.
Calibrating. I never miss.
But I think this is just going to be a slow death for MMA, unfortunately. So Prodigium, can we get some low rankings on players? That's what we just did.
He's clearly not watching the broadcast. I don't know what he's doing.
It's alright, Daniel Bruss. You're third best. You're third best according to James. And it's probably unanimous, most likely. Oh my god, 3 ults for Rune. Oh wait, Blade's a bit low here though.
He's gonna fall to the Rek'Sai ult. But Rek'Sai
Oh, he's got tunnel, but he gets shoved into the wall. Scary Olaf is here. Alright. So Prodigium, you're third best player. If you're support, but if you're mid, you're near the bottom.
Your mid lane is bottom 3. Especially if it's your name. Don't pick that one.
Hey, don't pick that apparently.
I've seen some scrim results.
Alright, but we do have Jupai starting the Baron here. This is a bit of a risk. But I'm sure it's calculated.
4v5, they're gonna look onto the Lux. Lux is caught out here. 3v4 for MMA.
Alright, Olaf is gonna run everyone over.
Yeah, it's looking good, and then Olaf just takes no damage.
Oh no.
Walk out Lissandra as well. Lissandra doesn't have flash. Has the
You got a zigzag. Is it enough?
The collector. Yeah. Collector takes that kill. Extra 25 gold for Gator.
Oh, goodbye, Sai.
No flash as well. Yeah, this is going from bad to worse. The side of MMA. They're trying to be proactive. They tried to take the 4v4 with the scissor down, but they're just lacking any sort of damage. Ola able to do whatever he wants to do. This one just runs them down.
Alright, well, happy Big Dim Sim is cracking his neck here. He is going for a 50, but I don't think they're going to let him in.
Lux is going to catch him out. He's going to get walked out by the Ola.
Oh, this is a big shutdown if they can get it. But it's not enough.
They're just going to turn around and walk down. Isa has songs, but...
Oh, no time to hide.
Dies, Rek'Sai flushes away. Escapes with his life, but he's not always going to have to lose his jungle, loses all prayer, lost Baron. Skarner is walking at the enemy team, has no worries at all. The champion takes no damage at all.
Alright, Alpha Arcadia is a big boy.
And the champion
but he's not
takes
big
no
enough.
damage, but he's trying to die or something. He just stood there and 4 people.
Oh, he wants those grass procs, bro. For sure.
That is going to be a shutdown going over to the Lissandra. Ideal champion, loaded on.
You are right there, Tekna, for sure. But we're going to see how quickly Jupies are going to play this game. MMA will need a miracle or two in a row to come back. But I don't think Olaf is going to let them.
Dragon is coming up in the next minute. GPs are going to have all but Dragon. Just Olaf taking the tower for free. Syndra pushing in mid. There's not really anything MMA can do here. They're just sitting there watching as everything falls.
Yeah, and they don't have the composition for wave clear either. So it's going to be a bit rough for them. Okay, that's a big cooldown. He might die here if he's not careful. Oh god. Oh god.
Overconfident. It is 1,000 over to the Tron.
Oh, the Infernal. Oh no, MMA.
They're flipping it.
They're flipping it.
Not in the pit though.
He gets it.
That's
a miracle.
But no one's
MMA
there.
doing it.
Oh
my god.
Kayla's gonna die.
What's going on?
There's the first miracle. You said they needed 2, or there's 1.
They need all the towers as well to bring it back. And they all have bounties on them. They should push for both
Weird
here.
play from Jupies, like really probably way out of position.
Oh,
Play next up, maybe caught out
he
here.
doesn't have flash. What is he doing?
Oh, nothing's fine.
all right.
Mid here.
They just have to crack this and run.
They're looking on the Sandra. The Sandra,
God,
no flash
that's a
available.
flash.
The Sandra's dead. What are they doing? It's just scattered fight from Jupies. We see Skarner hit the 3-man onto the backline, but the Dragon's being taken. Rek'Sai walked in for free, takes Dragon. Nobody's there to follow up the Skarner damage. So MMA take the fight, take 2 turrets, and then Blade Exa walks up for no reason with no flash.
And I would be flaming my top laner. All that series events happened because of that.
I didn't see how much gold they were down before, but they brought it back to 4K.
They were down 8.5.
That's 4,000 gold swing in one fight, plus a dragon. They have the soul point now. If they flip this next dragon, they have Infernal Soul. I mean, Jupies have given them a win con.
Yep. Maybe they made the game interesting, who knows? But we'll never know. All we know is that MMA are doing it right now.
Caught out again, has ultimate though. His team is here to back him up this time. They're just going to walk the Nautilus down. Nautilus hooks out to the turret.
Oh no, Olaf's hinting!
A little bit too deep. Kaiser's on the Olaf, but Olaf is solo.
It's enough! This is absolutely crazy. Afro Cage in the middle of it.
Kaiser here, can she do enough damage? Skarner is not taking anything. He'll get to the turret.
Blade Exa is so late to this fight. But he'll get 1. He'll get 2.
And there's 3.
They'll get 3.
And also, the 4v5
Don't
is
step
looking
on traps,
okay.
kids.
Even 4v5, they're so far behind that they're able to live long enough for the Syndra to just walk in with no TP and wipe their whole team.
I don't know if Blade X had decided to stop by the shops, the fuel station, to join that fight, and then end it here. But they'll definitely get a turret.
Yeah, I don't think they can get the end. They don't have big enough of a wave. Enemy is respawning, so they are just going to reset. Giving MMA a chance to maybe farm up a little bit, try and get their super minions in their base and wait around until this next return of Esports.
But this soul point is going to be big for MMA. Are they going to do it?
It's going to be hard for them to contest any sort of vision or set up a good fight for this.
That's what we said 5 minutes ago, though.
Yeah, we did say that, and then Olaf walked up, so maybe they can get a pick, maybe they can get a miracle dragon still from Happy Big Dim Sim. We'll see how it goes, because it's going to be hard for them to set up any sort of like conventional fight here.
Blade X is going to be scary very shortly, or he's already scary.
He's just not building Storm Surge, which is surprising.
He doesn't like it.
Maybe he didn't read patch notes.
But Infernal Soul is on the table, so all these cinders they're picking up, they provide temporary CD. The more you collect, the more CD you get, the more speeds you get. So very valuable, so pick it up when you have an Infernal Dragon. FYI to the audience. Uh,
Olaf crashes bot wave, should be able to work out for free. Not much happening, both teams just looking for some setup. We see GP is walking into the enemy top side, getting that vision. Should be able to pick up this scuttle as well. But
if they can
MMA
pick
are
the
looking.
Syndra, it'll be good. Oh god.
Rek'Sai is caught out. Rek'Sai dies for free. That's gonna be the Baron. I would
That's
assume.
game, honestly. Jupai should be looking to end mid lane. Alright, here we go. Alpha Arcade is looking for a pick onto Time to Heim. A beautiful stun from Blade Xer. Blade Xer picks up Sai here. Time to Heim tries to ult out. Rune is trying to find a way out, but Alpha Arcade does snare him with the mighty Scorpion. Does get bowled on by Syndra. And now they're going to push in the mid wave here. Time to Heim is getting out of dodge.
Yeah, I think they can walk bot lane and end. I don't know where Dirty Gate is going. He's missed the memo.
I don't know where he's
His whole
going.
team's bot. He's chasing the mid
He's
wave
not,
down.
he's not on the same MO.
I think they definitely could have ended bot lane, but they're just going to get the inhibitor and leave. I would assume Dragon is up, so Skarner is going to go back to that Dragon. They'll be able to reset, pick up the Dragon, pick up Baron, and probably just force the fight mid. Not much
Yeah,
samurai
now
can do.
they're up 10k. I want to believe Prodigium. I want to believe. But Jupai's got a bit nervous. Didn't end the game. Wanted the Dragon, just in case. But they are doing a Destiny Brush. And they get found out.
Caitlyn
But this
picks
does
up-
give a small window to MMA now.
Caitlyn has Aida, so she's doing a lot of damage.
Hey,
Yeah,
opportunity. Okay.
I don't like it. It's the same as the Jinx build. I just think the Jinx just executes that build better.
It should just be armor pen or more attack speed. Not sure what to build for Kate. I'm assuming it's Lord Doms or
If you're going conventional AD, yeah, it's like
yeah.
Collector, to like Lord Doms, RFC, Bloodthirster, GA, whatever you need.
That's true. But we do see Storm Surge on Dream to Meme, at least.
Looking mid, I have to fire noodles. He's gonna hook in. Not sure if that's the hook he wants.
Yeah,
It's a
and
nice
he's going to
ultimate
get
though. Knocks
trapped
up the whole team.
and died. Oh wait, he gets out. Oh,
He's
look at him.
gonna get one shot.
Oh my god, they're absolutely going on. They actually pick up Dirty Gator here, but he does get stunned. Time to Heim. One auto attack will do it. Dream Team Meme will find it. Kled the Sped tries to find Alpha Arcasia, but it's not successful.
I mean, nice engage from Rune to get a stun on the backline, but doesn't really have the follow-up. Kaiser did ulted with her, but with that build, not really any real sort of damage. It looks like GPs should just be able to close this one out from here. 30-second death time is on the mid and the ADC for MMA.
Yep, but Rune will be up in time, maybe. They got to clear these minions. What can they do? Alright, a stun comes through, and all comes through. Kled the Sped gets absolutely popped. Happy Big Dimsim actually doing decent amount of damage, but they're not hitting the tower. Time to Heim and Rune will actually come up here. Will it be in time though? Can they do anything about it? Actually going in here. It's a big slow here. Jupai's are
Nice
dazzled
throw.
here. Oh, and it's not enough. Time to
Really nice
Heim.
engage from Rune, but
Oh,
I don't know.
it looks like really Impolia will end it.
G.
Gotta say, James, that game was more exciting than I thought it would be.
I mean, yeah, that was a nice one team fight that from MMA. Gave them once Jubies composed themselves.
What happens to Discord? Okay, it's all good now, I think. All right. MVP and SVPs. What do you think, Sergey?
SVP first. That's a hard one. I think Time to Heim played pretty well from what he was given. I don't know. Nobody really had any sort of standout performance, so it's hard for me.
Yeah. I mean, Happy Big Dim Sim was pretty instrumental throughout the game in a way.
Yeah, he was trying to find some tempo. Got a few nice picks, but Unfortunately, even with the lead, he got all of his leads were losing. So yeah, I mean, I think
Mm.
Rek'Sai played pretty well considering what he was given.
Yeah. Oh, it's a bit tough. Time might have the edge. All right, I'll think about it. Now MVP.
MVP,
Looks pretty straightforward, but it could go to Blade X, Alpha, Aurelion Polio. Dream to Meme has a case as well.
yeah, they all played pretty well. I mean,
I think
I
Blade
would,
died a bit too early
I'd
for my
probably lean towards the
liking.
Skarner. I think Syndra got caught out a few times. Olaf got caught in that one fight, which threw the dragon. I don't think Alpha Occasion made many mistakes. I think he played pretty well. Super tanky, nice ults onto the enemy. I would lean towards Alpha Occasion.
All right, I'm in agreement. Afro-Acacia, you the MVP. You're better than all your teammates. Congrats. All right. SVP, you reckon time to time, happy big Dimson.
I reckon Happy Big Dimsum, personally.
All right. I'll go with you since you've helped us cast so much tonight.
Yeah.
So congrats.
Both
Happy big
strugglers.
Dimsum. For the SVP. Now we've run into overtime. Any closing remarks, James?
Oh, I'm ready to go to bed. It's late.
Yeah, that's
I'll
it.
work tomorrow morning. We'll wrap it
All
up.
right. I'll wrap it up. Thanks for casting with me. Thanks for the
worries.
viewers and their patience. A lot of sport pauses and interesting games tonight. But nevertheless, I'm Chris Strider, joined with Cribdus, signing out. And we'll just close it out with our major and minor sponsors. And good night. Oh, Uncle Sam's.
Shout
Yeah,
out
Uncle Sam's is good,
Sam's.
bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
They got
Great call,
mad
guys.
feeds.
Great call.
All right, good night, everyone.
Everyone, I hope you're enjoying the games. My name is Dylan Bennett and I'm CEO of The Array, and I want to welcome you to the space. Esports is an important element to a growing athletic community, and we're really proud to sponsor this year's NTEC and foster the next wave of esports talent here in the territory. For more information, head to our website at www.thearray.gg.